Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of the Shadow Guardians. We're going to get things started very quickly here, but we'll do a real quick recap, overarching for what just happened in the last kind of three-ish sessions, because there was quite a bit. Titus's group made their way to the southern area, or actually it would have been the southern area of Lapsus, but an area close to the edge of the Memorem continent, or Memorem, I guess, country. And some neighboring isles. There, Titus and it was a Titus, Apani, Casket, and was it Brew? Right, Brew. Yeah. Had made their way to meet with Balin, a former associate of Titus, almost like a kind of family member, you could say, and Dorian, another person who was very instrumental in Titus joining up with the guild and this group to begin with. They had received some concerning information from Dorian that a person or a group that they had been working, that Dorian and Balin had been working with recently, had maybe some skeletons in their closet that might come to bear very soon. And they were asking for assistance from Titus and anything he could bring. Dorian kind of leaning on the idea that he worked with the guild at the time and could provide sufficient aid. To aid them in this situation, which, one moment, I forgot to actually put the music on replay, I guess. There we go. But anyway, yeah, so after their mission began, they made their way to the Isles and met with Balin and her salvaging operation there. Balin had, basically since Titus had left his former group and such, had elected to work with Dorian and start a kind of salvaging and scrapping operation within the Consortium, kind of Lapsus, Memorem, and Dogma kind of area between the Soaring Ocean area. Taking various odd jobs for different groups, salvaging stuff that they could find from battles and things, and making their living there. A little bit more above board work from what they had previously been doing. Meeting Brishk, Balin's, they're kind of engaged, but basically like husband, as well as some other people that were working with them. It seemed like they had a kind of, similar to Titus and them originally, kind of had a like maid family dynamic going on from a bunch of people that had been picked up from various different walks of life and working here to kind of start anew, so to speak. Well, things would be a little bit tense between Balin and Titus, as their leaving of their previous group was not exactly the cleanest, and Balin revealed some more specific details about how that exit underwent after Titus was gone, and not very well.
Exit is a very generous way to say it.
Yeah, but not very well, it seems, which would affect things later, as the following day, after doing some surveying of the area, the group, as well as Balin and Dorian, would all be attacked simultaneously by an unknown assailant, or group of assailants, who seemed to be very knowledgeable of their presence and patterns of attack, we'll say. However, luckily, with the aid of some very quick planning and the aid of their guild technology, they were able to mount a rescue operation for Balin, Brishk, and the people with them at the trade-off area they had been stationed at, and get pretty much most of everybody there. I believe there was only about 12 deaths, and there was several injured, I think 14 or 16, but for the most part, they managed to get most of the groups of salvagers away and escaped onto the Shadow Guardians vessel, the Stratosphere. However, the battle did not come without some of its greater losses, as Dorian, well, seemingly, located on one of the other isles that was surveying things, had been attacked as well, as I mentioned, and had, well, currently his whereabouts are unknown. It is unknown if he is dead or alive, if he was captured or not, or maybe left adrift into the sea after the forward operations area was attacked. However, he was able to secure some information in the form of a little drive that was later shown to Brew and Titus, having to review it, that teased, we'll say, the potential assailants' identities. And it seems like it might be someone related to Titus's past and past actions. Though, of course, there has been no confirmations. It does seem that Titus is deliberating on who the potential assailants could be, especially considering one of the units in particular, a black unit with a red kind of face, like mask, I'd say, or red kind of cover over it, seemed to know Titus and deliberately tried to attack them, or attack him once they realized who Titus was and where he was in the battlefield. Conversely, we had Emiko's group of Emiko, Crow, Allure, Gwendolyn, and Seiyun, as well as Kaya, of course. They had a operation, this was their original planned operation, to go and investigate a strange signal as well as a report about an Architekian vault in the nearby area. That it seems a lot of other groups in the Lapsus area, such as Chevalier, the Consortium, Memorem, etc., different mercenaries even, were alerted to being in existence here, which sparked a whole kind of expedition from various groups. The guild wanting to kind of monitor the situation, possibly find the vault themselves, and keep people from, well, attacking each other with Architekian technology on the line here, had decided to mobilize a guild group, which ended up being your group, to kind of act as a vanguard to investigate. However, right before they went on their actual operation, there was an update to some of the information from the last few weeks. They had not done their started their operation. That being that there had been a series of several attacks, kind of a quick strike based type of attack happening across against most of the different groups, with no indication as to who the attacks were being conducted by. It kind of became a guessing match and a pointing of fingers of everyone at each other as to who was directly doing this, which made the guild more interested, definitively, in investigating what was happening here. Emiko and the others began with an investigation over one of the attacks, having recovered some ruined or destroyed materials from one of the attacks itself. After arriving in the area, they found that the weaponry that was being used was the result of channeling-based things, specifically necrotic. With a couple of theories and some maybe unsavory theories about certain groups, the also tell, they decided that the best way to get more information would be the direct approach, acting as the decoys themselves and going into the area to kind of pull out or draw in the main aggressors here, which they certainly did. After seeing the glint of metal in the forest nearby, Seiyun and the others would find a group of Memorem units that had been pretty badly destroyed, with everyone of that group having been killed. Emiko, Crow got out of their units and proceeded to investigate around. Emiko doing a little bit of some snatching of certain wares and things on people, while Crow did his job. Yes, so Crow did his job of investigating how they were destroyed and trying to find the kind of memory recorder on all the units. For Memorem units, it's in the head. It's not uncommon for it to be in the head, but for Memorem units, it's in like the back of the head, which conveniently most of the units had their heads smashed in or caved in some way, making it difficult, but one unit did not. Crow and Gwendolyn would review the footage that they were able to recover, showing a very quick ambush that the Memorem group was accosted by, as they had been talking about some current events in Memorem with Ishin and the Consortium Council possibly having a meeting in the near future about something to do with Memorem's recovery efforts, we'll say, since the Civil War. But yes, after that discussion, yes, they were swiftly ambushed, and, well, the results of which Emiko and the others had stumbled upon. And almost immediately upon trying to send this information back to their main ship out in or out along the island coast. They were attacked and ambushed by the same group that had attacked the Memorem group. This being some strange drones that had been of an unknown faction at the time, as well as some Architekian drones that seemed to have been reprogrammed to fight alongside them. These main drones being identified later as what were called Wisp, being armored knight-sized and definitely a little bit stronger than it might have initially seemed. But outside of them, there was one more unit which, as the fight ensued, would ambush Imiko specifically at first, and began combating her, knocking her and Crow to the ground, and proceeding to speak bluntly and affirmatively about their, we'll say, lack of threats they believed that Imiko and the others were showing them, and lack of ability in general. With a little bit of a tussle, Imiko and the others managed to force the hand of this person to reveal a little bit more of their unit's capability, showing an anti-magic field generation it could do when Imiko tried to slow it down with a spell, as well as having some type of alloy that was resilient to certain types of spells in general. On top of that, the unit seemed to have capabilities that were quite more advanced than what they had seen thus far, exceeding all of the Chevalier units they had fought and the Wisp drones that they were currently fighting, showing that whoever this group is, they seem to have technology on par, if not even in some cases superior to that of what the guild was currently packing at the moment. However, with 3 of them combating this unit directly, it was a rather one-sided fight still, which pushed the unit and the person inside to retreat. Which, unfortunately, though Imiko did try to stop, was thwarted by, like I said, their anti-magic capabilities. Now, after that engagement, the party of Imiko and the others proceeded to hack into one of the drones left over, and discover that the signal as well as the information about the Architekian Vault had actually been falsified by this individual in their group. Basically being a honeypot to bring in a bunch of different groups so that they could test their Wisp drones and other things against them, and get a lot of data and information, it seems. Though the group was, Imiko considered the operation a somewhat failure, Kaya and the others did kind of assuade the idea that they managed to get information on the people that attacked them, as well as information in general about the current state of affairs. So it wasn't as much of a failure as as Imiko might have initially thought. The rest of that day, they proceeded to relax, we'll say, after a long day's work and a lot of trial and tribulation. Going to the sauna that was on the ship, as well as just kind of exploring around and swimming around the area, having a much nicer time and relaxed period than Titus's group after their operation, we'll say. However, now we are left with a little predicament, as towards the end of the night, with everyone beginning to wind down and relax and make way to get back to head to their base, Kaya would tell everyone to meet her at the Operations Center on the ship, on the bridge, on the Operations Center on the ship, as they had received a immediate distress call from Latricia. And that is where we will begin. So, Gwendolyn, Seiyun, and Imiko and Crow, all of you have been, at this point, but you guys have made your way to the Operations Center to speak more directly with Kai and get information that she has left over. So, I didn't really describe it last time when you guys were in it, but the Operations Center is like an enclosed room in the central area of the ship. So as if, like, there's no windows to the outside or anything like that. There's a large table. I think this part was described to you. There's a large table with a kind of holographic or hologram projection in the center, They can project certain things and stuff like that. As well as provide like kind of project on the wall information, like scribes and stuff like that. You are brought back there. The room is somewhat dimmed, just so the projection can show without much issue. Kaya's in there. You can see there's a couple of other guild officers in there that are on some like consoles or terminals to the side. They're seemingly reading through something or maybe deciphering something. Maybe they're putting in coordinates. You can see them looking at like a map on the screen.
Yeah, what do I see right now on the hologram screen?
So right now, nothing. There's no. I'd say the only thing really displaying on the holographic screen is probably just a report. It looks like you can see there's words and stuff like that, and it looks like a recent report on the side of the wall. Let me see.
Yeah.
Because I believe that has some information on it. Report. Let me check. Nope, that has to do with that operation. Where is it? Is it here? No. Where did I put the operation thing? One sec. Latricia. I need to look something up real quick. How does this thing not search? I see, it's just missing. That's not good.
Oh boy.
Begin with that. Operation 3A. One moment, I apologize. I thought I had that pulled up.
Oh, good.
Special mission. It was part of the update, wasn't it? Embark. Oh, wait. Did I put it on... Maybe I put it on your guys' documents. I don't think I did. No, I didn't. Let's look at the word update. I bet I can pop it up here. Or not. Or I could... Did I delete something and just not remember I deleted it? That would be unfortunate.
The operation, it's broken.
Yeah, potentially. But I'm pretty sure I put all the notes I needed somewhere here. Even if they're not showing up, I know I did. Okay. In spite of that, I can probably go off of memory for this part. I wonder if I spelled Latricia's name wrong. That might have also been why I can't find it.
Imagine that.
Well, it's, you know, a lot of names. Not my brain sometimes slips over the exact lettering of them, you know. Yeah. There's a chance I did that. There is a chance. Alright, well in that case, apologies for that little hiccup there. She would, or not she would, you would see that the thing on the side of the map is a report, and the report is basically detailing some of the stuff you would recognize as things you got about a month ago from Latricia. It seems like probably some information that has been developed on since then. You can see they're talking about, or Latricia has, it's definitely written from Latricia, and it seems like it's just updates on like how much, or what they've gotten recently. They believe they found the location of Darren Breach currently. They're monitoring it, and they're basically trying to find out where his hideout is. And one of the last things in the report is the informant has located Darren Breach's hideout. However, this information has come at a cost. That cost being that they're now compromised, and they basically need to extract immediately. That's kind of the last report, and they say that they are pending. It's pending like a message from them currently.
Yeah. I'll ask. I ask straight up. How long has this been like sent out?
This was Kai would look over. This was sent out maybe about 7 hours ago.
No, there you go. So we still have time. And where are they located right now, specifically?
We don't know. We have a general location of where they were, but we don't know exactly where they are now. We won't know until we get another report, probably. Unfortunately. The only thing we were able to receive was this message with the distress beacon.
No. Any signs of like life loss amongst the team?
No.
Or it's just only the message?
No reports about life loss or anything like that. It seems like both her and the informant are both alive for the time being. At least that's as far as we know.
Hopefully, though. Hope she's all right. Ugh. She's like muttering to herself. Oh God.
Yeah, she's like Kaya kind of thinks. Unfortunately, the only thing we can do really right now is wait and prepare. That being said, we do know the next course of action. Latricia needs our help. They found the information they need that we need, which means we need to be ready to act on it, and we need to be ready to extract them from the predicament. I already sent a message to the stratosphere about things. They should be making their way towards the base. We shall meet with them there, and once we're there, we'll quite things. We'll immediately make our way north, where we last heard from them. Hopefully by then, we have a bit more information as to where they are exactly, and we can set up an extraction point.
Yeah. The more we link up with the rest, the more we can like find Latricia and her team. But hopefully, I am hopeful that the message, that the information she got is right, because after the last operation, rather not be like a honeypot of sorts.
This has been nearly 2 months of work, so she nods. Let's hope.
2 months of work, 2 months of probably down the drain as well.
Well, let's wait to find. She just says, "Let's wait to find that out." I trust Latricia. I'd imagine you do too.
I do too.
And she'll look over at Gwendolyn and the others and just say, "All right, is that understood? Everyone, get the rest you can right now. We're already making. We've already set a course back when we first received the information. We should be back at the base within the next several hours. So get whatever sleep you can."
Roger that, man.
Crow's gonna speak up, and he's like, "There's a problem." She kind of looks over. Right, Gwendolyn's machine.
Yeah. Anything we can do, like probably give her like a replacement of sorts?
She kind of looks over, and she like snaps her fingers to one of the guild people, and they kind of sit up and walk over, and she's like, you can hear her talking to them for a moment. She's like, "Can you procure another machine for us?" And they're like, "Oh, this quick, maybe we have prisms on standby. We don't have anything as sophisticated as what we have." She's like, "What about some of our partners, Everglow, Draken? Do they have are there any stations nearby with machines?" They're gonna think. We'll see what we can do. And they just nod. She's like, "Alright. Report back to me when you have a word." And they just give her a kind of a bow or a court, and then they will leave the room. She says, "We'll see what we can do about Gwendolyn's machine. If not, she can be stationed in the ship and can be gunning from a distance from with it."
Wouldn't like to have like one less member of the team not out on the field, but if Has to be, I guess.
See
Well, then
what
again, they can probably
happens.
ride on one of our mechs, just in case.
She nods. Let me check something real quick. I'm gonna try this way of searching. If I type in the name Darren, does anything pop up? I wonder. Oh, wait. I think I know where it is. If I put it on this document, I'm big dumb, but I wouldn't be surprised if I did, because this is my, like, storage for certain types of lore. Control F. Darren. Well, Darren does pop up here. Yep, it is. It's on here. Why did I stick it on here? Whatever.
I have to put it somewhere else.
Yeah, it should have not been on this document. Or it should have been moved from this document. That's okay. One moment. I just want to read something. Okay, I can actually give you a specific update on, like, the information that was in that thing. That's not just me, like, kind of noting it and glancing over.
Okay.
So, reminder. The main information that you were given initially from Latricia, when you guys talked with her last time before your one operation, was basically that there's a suspicion that the control guard is keeping information about the... So basically there was some gang attacks that were happening that Latricia might have been assisting in happening, we'll say. Specifically, she was causing them to kind of start bickering and fighting with each other to kind of more directly pull the Consortium and other groups, like, into the fray here, and probably make Darren slip up, which will be in a moment. I'll update on what happened with that. But the main thing was that she started noticing that somebody was knocking off various different, like, gang heads that wasn't her. There was another group involved in some of this stuff, and that the control guard was being very suspicious about keeping a lot of the information from the public. Specifically about the investigation that they were doing into these various gang assaults and stuff like that. She also found something quite interesting. She said she stumbled upon a fatal incident or accident involving one of the weapons smugglers that was in the area. Information indicated that they had received requests from several consortium officials as well as a few mercenary groups for, like, different, like, wares and such. Nothing majorly of note, but she said she should have it compiled a list soon of the names and such, because she believed Darren Preach and a few other names related were probably on that list. But the main thing she noted is a few names that came up with connections to Darren Preach, but she's unsure as how exactly, and that she believed some of the current business associates of his during the Memorem Civil War events might have been also complicit in some of the stuff now, and that there might be some consortium officials that are in power now that also might be. That was kind of the main gist of what you got last time. And here is the new reports you got. So, reports have come in that 3 consortium officials have been found dead. This was something that wasn't just part of her report, but there would also be some reports you could find from, like, regular consortium like news. There were 3 consortium officials. Currently, at the time, I don't believe their names were given, but 3 consortium officials found dead. And there was hearsay about a placement of some gang emblems at their murder scenes. There's a hunt and some slight bit of civil unrest as to who the culprits could be. There is some mentions of this egregious attack kind of eroding some of the public safety and security thoughts that people are having in Lapsus right now. But that's kind of more besides the point. There are some that believe that it was Alto separatists that were complicit in this attack. Some believe it was foreign terrorists. And as kind of like undisclosed foreign terrorists, just kind of different foreign groups. And then another thing, there's sparse reports about certain incidents in Memorem encampments near settlements in the Alto Latel tribal lands. Let me see. What other was there? This is retaliations. Oh yeah, some people were believed that this could have also been in retaliations to the recent gang bust and arrest that we're undertaking after the gang conflicts in the underground, we'll say, of the consortium. And there might have been like some of them kind of getting payback at the consortium officials and the control guard. So Latricia adds a kind of note as to information she was able to find added to this general information. And by the way, I'll have a copy of this for everyone to actually have of their own, in case you want to see it later or like cross-reference with other things. But she found that there was some rather odd new information. She can confirm that there were other people that were on the prowl. It's not just a thought at the moment. There is definitely another group that is currently doing things that she's doing, like starting conflicts internally in the consortium, and deliberately, it seems, sourced around Darren Preach. In fact, she thinks that somebody is actually trying to find Darren Preach just like she is. Not only that, she's now Go ahead, sorry.
To a third party of sorts,
yes,
yeah.
A third party. Like, this is a confirmation that she is found that there's a third party, like, looking for Darren Preach just like you are, and doing similar things to try to bring him out of hiding. She is also able to confirm this is not the, as she says, the Drakes and Curtains, which you probably can guess who she's referring to by that, but she says it's not them. She notes that they're kind of sloppy, like more so than they would be, which is why she doesn't think it's them.
Keith.
Go ahead.
Wait.
No, I remembered I'm not there.
Yeah. Well, this is information that you all would be privy to when you get there, when they all get to the base. So feel free, to listen in, because this is definitely stuff that you would be told.
You said it was sloppy, right?
Yeah, she said it was notably more sloppy than the Drakes and Curtains would be.
So, like, unintentionally or intentional?
That's a good.
She's unsure at the moment. Let me see if I can dig more on
Because it could be somewhat.
It says the main. This was the other thing. This was the other thing of note. I almost skipped over that. This is important. The main targets of note, specifically these consortium officials and stuff, they are people that were on that list she was compiling that were co-conspirators of Darren's during the Memorem Civil War, and assumedly those that are alive or active currently as well. All of the ones being targeted are ones that were part of the Memorem offensive that happened during the Great Rising War or the Civil War, yes. And of course, Darren's name is also present on that list.
Yeah, not gonna lie, that sounds like someone who had a bone to pick with, like, some of the people on the list.
Someone definitely got a personal vendetta.
It's a vendetta, yeah. It's giving arrow.
Or it could just be like a cover-up. Make it look like someone had a job at it too.
Yes, she also notes that she hypothesizes someone else might be after Darren Preach as well, basically to what you all are saying, or at least some of his old co-conspirators, if not Darren Preach himself. In any case, she said she'll continue to pull the strings until she catches Darren Preach, like the greedy Drake with a gleaming horde.
Did you give her location?
This is where like it catches up with what I told you.
Okay.
Where oh wait, one sec. There's another note here. I don't want to say
Damn, that's a lot of notes. I love this.
Okay, yeah. So basically, she was present for one of the officials getting murked. She said she had chased down one of the people she thinks that might have been part of this third conspirator group during one of her strolls through one of the gang encampments, as she says. She found the body, however, of the bandit afterwards. It seems like the two consortium officials also mysteriously perished as well. One in explosion, one in some type of explosion, it seems. But yeah, she was unable to identify much about the person due to the aforementioned explosion.
You said one of them.
Yes.
Right.
The other one seemed to have been stabbed, I should say. But they also were caught in the explosion. It seems, but she was able to figure out that they probably died before the explosion. Maybe the explosion might have been something to catch them both. But yeah, they did. Also, the consortium is still somewhat keeping a hush on the investigation. It seems that has not changed.
That implies a group instead of like one like individual.
And then,
oh boy,
and then add the extra part I said afterwards, where I was like, okay, and then now you get the thing about they found Darren Preach's location, blah blah blah. That was where they would come in.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
potentially, but could be not, could be just like false information.
could be.
Yep.
But they believe
Also,
they have ascertained where he currently, or at least his current hideout, I should say.
And where would Trisha's location be? But more like, even though it's like not specific, but more like the
general
general
location. Let me pull up on the map because I'm gonna focus you guys there. I believe it is here, in this area between Sidiver and Magana Ruins. It's like around the coast.
Magana Ruins and Sidiver. Okay. Okay.
Or am I wrong about that? Let me check that real quick. I might be wrong about that. I might be thinking of another thing, and I might be giving you misinformation. One moment.
Oh yeah. Damn, you just reminded me. I wanted to ask you about something. I'll type it in the DM so we can look at it after the session.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's there. Yeah, I think it's there. Yep, I was right.
Okay.
Around this area. It's not like hex is a little bit. It's not exactly accurate as to the exact hex, but like in this general area. Yep. So we'll accelerate time a little bit, and you guys will get to the base. They're probably about a few hours afterwards. Is when we'll say it'll be night. Like it'd probably be like late at night, like maybe 1 or so when you guys get there, Imiko. And then probably around 5 in the morning is when Brew and the others would get there, maybe 5 or 6.
Yeah.
I will say,
I think that,
Imiko.
Yeah.
As you're kind of like during that time, when like you guys get there and such, and everyone's getting off the ship and like probably getting their stuff ready for the next mission and stuff, Crow is gonna come over to you, and he's gonna like kind of pull you to the side.
Yeah, I don't resist the pulling aside.
And he will.
I ask him like, yeah, what's up, babe?
All right, look, what are we doing about Nameless?
Yeah, I was about to come talk to you about that, because while I do want to use the pearl still, I definitely want to try Nameless. Still a shit name, by the way. They should change it, but we should probably use it in this operation, you know.
Says we haven't done any flight tests on it yet, but it is at least operational.
Operational, yeah. I mean, it should be after all the fixes we've done like over the months. But
I was checking some notes Fari left over. She says she got most of the weapons ordered for it, so they just need to be loaded on and it's ready.
Yeah. How long? I mean, do we have them?
Yeah.
Do we have them or?
Load them up.
Okay.
Shouldn't take us. We should, by the time they get here, we should have it ready. If we want to do, if we do want to do
Oh shit! Yeah. Speaking of getting here.
Anyway, how you feeling? Crow? About all this?
You can see him kind of looking down a little bit and thinking. He looks up. I mean, you want my honest opinion, I'm worried as hell, but I don't really know what we're going to do right now. The best thing we could do is just hopefully wait to get a message in the morning. Well, you know what I mean. Not 1 in the morning from Latricia.
Well, never know. But besides that, I do want to know, like, about our target, Darren, right?
You know,
how you feel about like potentially like we find a location, if they actually got the real location of him?
He kind of thinks. You can actually tell he's like he's got that look again. He's like he's deep in thought for a moment, and he sits up, straightens his shoulders, and looks at you like in the eyes, and looks at you, looks over towards you, and says, "Don't worry, I'm not gonna lose my head. All right. I know that this is an important thing for not just me anymore. All right."
I mean, hey, even though we don't have to kill him, you can just like get a few hits in after we arrest him anyway.
Right.
I don't oppose.
All right.
I'll be happy as long as
Yeah.
he's facing some type of justice. Kind of
Yeah.
looks over. You can see he looks kind of over to like the guild symbol, like on the side of the wall. He's like, "That's what the guild's about, right?"
Yep. To protect the fucking populace from terrorists like bastards like him.
That's the fun.
He just thinks, "Alright, I'll go start getting the weapons and stuff loaded. You get some rest. Don't worry, I'll get some sleep."
I had some rest over on the ship. I'll help you anyway.
He looks over, he's like, "Alright. Don't overdo it, pilot." And he like walks over and yeah, you guys head to the area. You head to the one hangar and start getting Aimless ready.
All right. Ooh.
Cutting over to the
Yeah.
ship.
Oh.
As you guys are on your way, you get a
Landing or
well, actually, it's a little bit before you're landing, but you're getting a message basically that's telling you everything that they were told as you're on your way.
yeah.
Brew would basically summon all of you to the bridge, like basically like not everybody, but you know you, Apani and Casket, like the main
I'd bring-
people here.
I would have Balin come with me.
Okay, you want Balin to come? She will. Yeah, I think she'd. Yeah, I think she would follow if that. She's a little bit more mobile now. It's been like at least a day for like her to rest a bit. So
Yeah. We've been through worse.
yeah. This
Physically,
was,
I mean,
yeah, I
not-
would say maybe emotionally. Yeah, physically you've been through worse, but emotionally, this is definitely trying. But I mean, hearing all you would have to say is that. Because Brew would tell you, like, it relates to Latricia and Darren Preach. Like, if you said Darren,
Yep.
like, she would immediately be up and ready to, like, hear more.
Yeah.
So yeah, she will be there with you. But yes, Apani, Titus, and such. Actually, you know what? Casket will stay back. He's gonna just be in the medical area and, like, make sure to monitor people. He'll just tell you to tell him, like, what happened.
Okay.
But yeah, Brew will get on the console, basically send you a message, and it's just from it's basically Kaya, who is giving you like relaying all the information from the meeting that.
Is Fari still with us?
Yes, Fari is still with you. I would say if you wanted her there, she would be. Otherwise, she'd be in the medical area, like monitoring people's situations.
Okay, that's fair.
She is quite a good physician, so. Probably suturing people's wounds together.
I'd say at best we should at least have everyone that's of some stature
Okay.
in the ship be here for the briefing.
Then yeah, she'll if you tell her that, she'll make her way there as Brew is explaining or like showing you the video of Kaya. And yeah, there is you are given that same information, the same last report that Latricia gave, and then you know the continuation of like what happened leading up to like the distress call.
Yeah.
We have to go find Latricia.
We're just trying to
Do we have a
shoot this,
location?
No, unfortunately, they still haven't given us that. He only got a
Well,
general
let's
area.
meet up with the rest of the team.
What he looks over. What was that?
So let's at least meet up. There we go with the rest of the team.
That's the plan. I've got a course set right now for the base. From there, we're all heading north.
Great.
Do we know where her last known location was and where she was at?
I
mean, how long ago that was?
He kind of looks. He's like, oh wait, wrong voice. Somewhere between let's see, Sidiver and the Magana ruins. Though that's a large stretch of area.
It is.
Let's hope we find something else. some more information by the time we get there.
Well, we haven't gotten that. Like, they probably are staying low for a little, or laying low for a little bit. I imagine we'll probably hear reports in the morning. Well,
Good.
he kind of looks over. It's
In
like
that case,
one
get
for
some
you
sleep.
guys. It's like the more morning, if you catch my drift.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in that case.
He kinda
Let's,
looks over. How
meet
is
back here
everyone's
tomorrow.
units doing?
Wait, huh?
He
How
looks
was
at-
who?
He says, "How's everyone's units doing?"
Oh, mine's pretty good. I say as I look at Balin approval on how the repairs
Balin
go.
kind of thinks, she's like, your unit took your unit took quite a bit of damage in the last fight, and with no repairs recently, it's probably not going to be the best, but it'll last. We can do some emergency things on the ship."
I trust you.
And she nods. "If you have materials that we can use, that'll be helpful. It seems like your ship is sparse of them. Unless, of course, she wants to start tearing off panels on the ship and repairing it."
No, we don't need that. We're gonna be headed to our base soon. I'm sure we'll have enough time.
She's giving you like a very like joking, like knowing smirk when she says that. Like she's not being serious, but
Yeah, nah, I like nudge her, but I'm sure we'll have enough
as long
time
as we have the
once we land.
materials, my bows and girls can get it done. Sure you that.
But
Sounds like a plan.
She kind of says, she looks over. I should probably ask Brew, what do you, so, about this Darren? He's like, yeah, looks like if things are to be believed, they've got the location of his hideout. Oof.
I want to look at Balin to see what she's. I'm gonna just study her reaction to it, see
roll
how
me a
she's
mood.
feeling.
Yeah, roll me a mood.
Got you. Where's my dice? Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
I actually had it ready this time. Look at me.
I almost said as Darren continues. I meant to say as Brew continues, but as Brew continues.
That's a 15.
15. Okay.
Nice.
But yeah, Brew just kind of like continues for a moment, and he's like, yes, it'll be quite a good thing to get him taken down finally. And as he
Trust
like
me, when I find him, I'm not letting him slip up my tracks.
nods. Titus, the reaction from Balin, there is definitely like a visceral like. There is a seriousness that you're used to seeing on her. Very focused, like kind of stern, like nod when like Apani says that, and Brew is kind of nodding about like.
Do I recognize bloodlust?
It's definitely present, but you can tell she's probably like couching it a little bit. Like she's definitely keeping herself a bit more in control, trying to at least.
Okay.
Can I roll to see if I can?
Yeah, roll me mood.
Okay.
I like kind of nudge her a bit so that she'll look at me and give her a nod, essentially reassuring her feelings to let her know that I'm the same.
Yeah. Brew kind of
Me.
looks over and he's like, the question is, he's like, we haven't, I get, would Kai have said, no, probably not, because Kaya's main focus is, ironically, actually getting Latricia, so she's not necessarily thinking, well, she's not going to outwardly start talking to you about the next hop. She is definitely thinking about it, but she's, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Latricia's
I
the
rolled
main-
an 18.
18? Yeah, so same vibe as Titus. You get the same like feeling that she is very she's in a very serious mood. She is a very she's very focused. There is a little bit of I would like kind of bloodlust isn't necessarily the right word. Just like there's definitely some
Not
aggression.
like wild bloodlust, but definitely like
yeah, like intent.
I
Like there's
want
intent
to
aggression,
more.
but it's very couched. Like she's very much holding her composure. You can tell.
Mm-hmm.
You could probably tell as well, Ampani. There's like a recognition from the name too. Like it doesn't seem like, or it seems like she is aware of this person in some way more personably. It seems, just based on the reaction you're getting. But that's about it. And she just kind of nods to Titus. She says, yes, it would be good to make sure that he's taken care of. Gina nods.
And everyone related to.
She nods.
Yeah.
Right. That actually is important. She kind of says it's a poignant thing. This Latricia woman, she said that there was somebody else knocking off others related to Darren. And Brew is like, you can see him pull up the report. He's like, yeah, apparently. Strange though, not really much information about who they could be. They're definitely not a single person. Not with the way they've been knocking off people.
How do you say that? Is it more like destructive or?
It's way too, what's the word, organized. One person can do a lot, but you can't knock off 5 people within the span of that short of a time and that far of a range.
Well,
That's true.
whoever they are, the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
You gotta think, in some cases. But be mindful, there's no guarantee that whoever this group or individual is has the same intentions as us.
Is there any way I could? I don't know. I'm thinking about like my background. If there's like any way I could have a guess of
like a
what
recognition of who could be.
Yeah.
Potentially. Yeah. Roll me a recollection, maybe, or a knowledge local regal. Either one, whichever's higher. I'll let you use local regal or recollection.
Okay, I think I'll do local regal.
Okay.
I will do local regal. Recollection's a -1.
Yeah, do your local regal.
That's a 22.
All right, 22. Yeah, actually, I would say you would. So, in the report, it talked about how this isn't the. I'm gonna stop using the euphemism she used because you know who I'm talking about. It's not the COS. You've very rarely dealt with the COS in terms of like actually dealing with them. Probably because it was pretty much death if you did. But you also know they're thorough. They're very thorough. They don't fuck around. This is not them. It definitely, like, when she said it's sloppy, you get the vibe of what she means. Like, it's... Some of these attacks are... It seems like there's a, how would I put it? It's not that the
There's
COS...
no discretion.
Yeah, there's no real discretion. Like, one of the attacks you see, like, in one of the reports that's talked about in the Consortium, like, not just from her, but, like, in general, talks about a bombing that happened that actually got some civilians involved. Not that the COS wouldn't do that, but they're pretty particular about how they get things done, right? This is, it's like, it's not amateurish, it's just there's no wherewithal about, like, who's involved and how they get it done. That's what I mean by, like, that's what she means by sloppy. And you know, just from your background, what she's talking about. This is someone that is, with reckless abandon, trying to get certain people. But they're enough organized, and when Brew talked about how they're hitting people like too quickly for it to be one person, some of the incidents are happening within days of each other in places that you could not travel without like teleportation magic or a very fast ship. Like to get these things done. So that's what he means by it has to be organized. One of them does stand out to you though, because you recognize it. The way the gang symbol is like presented, it doesn't make sense. It almost feels like an afterthought, like someone threw something on to kind of like makeshift what was the word, like a motive, right? Like it's like if somebody threw like something at the scene of the crime to dissuade. You probably have done this before, like type thing. So you've seen like this type of thing. Yeah, it's really haphazard. It's not that like it wouldn't work, like to the naked eye, and it seems like to the regular Consortium like news media, it is somewhat working. Like they think it was a gang that did this, or at least one of the gangs that's got their symbol there. You don't think it is. It's just it doesn't match their modus operandi, and nor does it really make sense that they would have presented it that way. The MO about it being like, oh, maybe it's getting back at those gang busts that's been happening from the control guard makes sense, but not in this way. Yeah, I'd say it's hard to tell who it could be. It's just that you're able to point out that it's not some of these groups. In fact, actually, the way that these attacks are done, you're not really sure if it's a Consortium gang. Something about it just seems off from that. There are a few Consortium gangs, like notable ones, mainly tied. Most of the gangs are tied to like pirates or raiding groups. None of these meet them,
most of them I know.
Hmm?
I said I feel like most of them I'd know well
Yeah.
enough, right?
Yeah, like it doesn't fit like any of the concerned ones. Not Lapsus in general. It probably is still a Lapsus group of some kind, but it doesn't feel like it's a consortium related one at least. Which might fit the bill for why or who they're going after. As obviously it seems like they're going after people connected to Darren. Or Darren themselves, like Latricia insinuated, but yeah.
I point this out to the class.
Alright. So all of you are aware of that.
I'll tell Brew specifically like that, and then give him my hypothesis that whoever it is definitely not an actual gang. And then I look at Balin and ask, how possible could it be that it's the people that attacked you?
She kind of thinks, there's a chance. There is. That group was organized and they were efficient, despite their sloppiness.
And ruthless.
Right. It would explain why they're not exactly as concerned about collateral damage here.
Mm-hmm.
But why go after Darren and them?
Competition?
Maybe.
Could be something personal.
That as well. It did seem like it was that with us. She kind of looks down when she says that, by the way, Tyrus.
Yeah. I go over as well. It did also seem like going after us was very much out of the way as opposed to they normally could have done. Or what they normally do. I don't think... I'm just spitballing here, but I don't really think that was their entire organization. I don't even think that guy over there might have been the head of it. The one that was on the tape.
Yeah, I don't think he was either. Even from just the information that Dorian told us, and showed us at least, it seems like he's, how would I put it? Middleman. Important middleman, but middleman nonetheless. Someone else was pulling the strings there. Probably one of his benefactors, if I had to guess. A vendetta against Darren and you all. You gotta think. It's a hard one, but I might be able to guess a few. There's a couple of groups. There were some of them mentioned in the report. The Alto Separatists are on the rise. Also, the tale that, we'll say, for lack of a better term, are not too keen on staying aligned with the Consortium anymore after the, we'll say, 200 years of oppression.
That allures people.
He kinda nods. I'm not saying it's them, I'm just saying it's an option. Past that, there's other groups, various different groups, not even necessarily raiding groups, just different groups that might be potentially perturbed with the way Darren and others do their work. For instance, Darren and the others, I'm not sure if you're aware, actually were outside of their, how shall we say, escapades in Memorem, also did a lot of illegal mining and destruction of ecological areas. They pissed off a few groups, one of them the Primordial Cultists. What was that group? That was a group of pirates, Leviathan Strife, I believe. They're a group of namely sea pirates that tied to the primordial cult, at least of water and wind. They didn't really like much of what Darren and the Consortium and other groups do. They feel like it's an affront to the natural order, we'll say. Maybe it's them. They're not exactly, from what I understand, too concerned with collateral damage either. They do a lot of ecological terrorism, destroying refineries and things like that. Not really what this was, but if they were going after people that were directly involved, so most of these people would fit the bill. He kind of pulls up some names of like the people that were killed. And yeah, most of them have like some connections to like, not all of them, but some of them have connections to like material excavations, things like that.
How many do I like recognize as if someone that I possibly would know?
You would recognize a few Consortium
basic
officials.
knowledge of.
Yeah, honestly, Apani. Well, maybe no. Actually, yeah, maybe Apani would as well, considering your work with Widows and Blue Jays. or Black Widows and Blue Jays. Some of these people, a few of them would have been on the list of assassin targets in their group, or assassination targets in their group.
Can I roll to get more information?
Yes, roll me a recollection or a knowledge local recall, please.
And I as well.
Mhm.
Maybe not for the same names, but
Yeah, not for the same name. You'll be getting different answers or different reasons why. But yeah.
Oh,
Where'd you get?
24.
Nice.
Fucking winning.
I like this this bit of the session. It's all like sleuthy and
I rolled a dirty
get
21.
information. It's like spy shit.
Nice.
Oh, you're gonna love some of the stuff coming up then.
The 1D100 is actually fucking working.
Yeah, the 1D100. I guess
Yeah,
they kind of lied actually, because they're doing the
I
opposite.
get
of what
under.
you said. Yeah.
I get under 100, then I'll do good.
Yeah, both of you
Dragon,
passed the DC. Okay.
If I fucking roll a nat one while you said that, I'm not playing
Yeah,
no
no,
more.
I jinxed it. I jinxed it.
Yeah, I'm not playing no more. Emiko dies in a fiery blaze.
She just spontaneously combust right there. But yeah.
And I would be so heartbroken.
But yeah, so Apani, we'll go with you first. Apani, you remember? Yes, like I said, you remember some of these people that were on the hit list for Black Widows and Blue Jays. A few of them, will say, having done some very questionable things to different types of groups of people during the Rising War, having done a lot of trafficking and stuff, but managed to skirt the line because, yeah, they had enough money and they had the backing of the Consortium to kind of get a golden parachute. And they got into different trades past that. But they were, still on the hit list, so to speak.
So what I'm thinking is, once we make sure everyone is safe, Pawnee's gonna have a lot of fun torturing.
Well, I mean, these people are dead, so you don't need to do that. These are all people that are dead already.
Darren.
She's probably talking about
Darren is still alive, but...
the other group. Yeah, she's probably talking about the other group, though.
He's still alive.
Well, the other group, I mean, if the other group is killing off my enemy,
I mean...
I think I'm very welcoming to get to know these people, honestly.
That's a fair point, but how do you know if they share your agendas, even if they are attacking?
Even if they are doing anything. Also missed the part where Tia said, what if they're the same group that just attacked us?
Well, listen,
not saying it is, I'm just saying. Like, that is an option.
Dragon literally said ecological terrorism is one of them.
You know...
Hey, don't judge a criminal by his rap sheet.
Don't judge a man by how he kills.
Well, actually, I can't really say that. I mean, well,
we've all done a little bit of eco-terrorism in our youth. I mean, what of it?
I didn't do eco-terrorism. I simply may have
I can't wait for you guys to meet Leviathan Strife. It's gonna be so funny.
Oh wow, me too. I don't know what that is, but definitely.
That's the group. That was the group Brew was talking about. The one that were the eco-terrorists.
Oh.
Yeah, that's them.
Oh, we're going to meet them?
Oh. I mean,
potentially.
Potentially. Also, I hope they're not like carbon copies of us.
That'd be so funny. That'd be so fucking funny.
You might be surprised. I'll say this: Primordial Cultists, yes. Leviathan Strife is technically considered one of the Primordial Cultist groups. Pirates, yes. But there's a reason why, even in the guild, they're not considered the top of the shit list. There's a reason. They're a little bit more sophisticated than it might allude to, we'll say.
Kind of like Flash's Rogues Gallery. Yeah, they're bad guys, but they're not like the worst.
You'll see. You'll see in the future.
Turn a blind eye at eco-terrorism as long as they aren't slavers themselves.
Oh no, they actually specifically, kill a lot of slavers. That is not a practice they find interesting.
Being an eco-terrorist is fine.
Imagine being a slaver. Yeah,
that's the worst, right, guys?
Yes.
It's much more better. much more better.
But
Titus,
anyway,
because I turn the blind eye at you doesn't mean I'll turn the blind eye at anyone else who does.
that's
I
fine.
appreciate that, at least in my sense.
Well,
But
now you only have to
also,
worry
I'm
about
not
Yumiko, the paraconsole
so
wielder.
not that bad.
I'm not worried
Yeah,
about
that's.
Emiko. Emiko's got a strong head on her shoulder.
Yeah,
Are you
yeah,
strong?
yeah.
I mean,
Anyway.
strong, sure. Safe, I don't know.
Don't say that. Also, I mean, I have a fucking like strong like head between my shoulders, but you know, right now
You have a
flavors.
physically
Yeah.
a strong head,
Yeah,
but
she's very hard-headed. Yeah.
yeah,
I mean,
definitely.
yeah, she is also good too.
Titus, I feel like you can't judge Emiko since you touched the
Oh,
green
wait.
and crazy.
Yeah,
I'm not
I
judging.
remember. Why
Fine.
you judging me?
Judging.
Why
I'm
you
just
judging
cautious.
me when
though.
you went crazy?
It
I'm
sounds
not
like you're the
judging.
one
I'm
with less
just
of a
That is
cautious.
fair. Yeah, she didn't go as crazy as you did for a moment. That is fair.
Also, fuck y'all.
Alright, anyways,
I'm right.
Titus, what you
Back to
remember,
thinking.
however,
Yeah.
these are people, you've not done business with them before in the past, but you have seen them in the underground before. Or at least done, a few of them have done business in the underground before. And like I said, similar to what Apani knew, Golden Parachute, they were able to get out after the Rising War and the guild kind of appearing through basically using their connections in the Consortium to skirt through some of the justice they should observe.
Okay.
If the guild had anything to do about it, remember the guild was still forming at this time. That would not have happened.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the guild was still kind of in its infancy. Now they.
How old?
Go ahead, sorry.
I said, how old is the guild now?
So
in
the
this time?
guild union, the one that, as you know it, has been around since the beginning of the AW era. So about 10 years now.
Okay.
Yeah. Technically, the guild
Not
started
that long.
before then, but the actual like organization that you are all a part of started 10 years ago.
Yeah.
I suppose that makes sense why Apanya is just now getting into the guild.
Yeah, because it started
Well,
with
yeah.
the Restitution Corps, which was mainly there to like help nations and groups of people that had been trafficked and disenfranchised, nations burned and stuff like that by the Rising War, and then eventually be expanded to be like the guild officers, which were like attendants, like you are, and officers like you are, and then like guild teams that were hired on from like mercenary groups and stuff like that. So.
I just thought about this. Would the Lotus have gone against the guild at one point?
Mm-hmm. Probably earlier. Against
Yeah,
the
I
restitution.
was
That's
just
why I
thinking-
said you would have butted heads with the restitution.
Yeah.
Early on.
Yeah.
Were you?
Okay.
Wait, were you there before the guild was like big and all? I remember because
Yes.
Emiko was
years?
there since
How
the
old am I?
decade.
29? It would have been 19. No, because
Wait a
I
minute.
became the head at 22.
Yes.
So 10 years
Yeah.
ago, I would have been in it. I would have been in the group, but I would have just been muscle.
Mm.
I joined the head like 3 or so years after.
Mm-hmm.
So it would have been in the time the guild, but not once the guild formed and went
Right,
all,
right.
showed the force
Oh, wait.
on it.
Dragon, above board, how long has it been since Emiko,
9 years.
9 years.
Since you
Okay,
joined,
so
you
since
joined the restitution corps at the beginning, so it's been 9 years for you.
Okay.
since the conception of the guild, okay.
Yep, since the conception of this organization. Sorry. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. You joined
Nice.
pretty quickly. Like that, and that was due to certain family connections, because your family was one of the groups that was helping fund and send weapons to like the guild and develop.
Yeah,
and
that's
stuff
not
like
the
that.
only thing. That's not the only thing that
there's-
she joined up for.
There's other reasons, but yes, that was how you were able to get in so quickly and stuff like that. And then obviously your
Okay.
accident was that like 5 or 6 years later? You've been working for Latricia specifically for what, 3 years, 2 years?
I think, I think 3 years.
Yeah, so it would have been 3 years ago would have been the accident. So about 3 years, but 3 years ago. So anyway, that being said, yes, pretty much that information, Titus. What you know. These, but yeah, these people, all the people you're seeing are confirmed dead by the consortium itself.
Wow.
Can I thank them?
The
Should thank them by doing ecological terrorism with them.
I don't know if I really. I see. Ecological terrorism isn't really my thing.
I'm
I
sick.
prefer stabbing my
Terrorism of any kind.
I mean, terrorism is fun and all, but
We're
using
just
it for
kind of
communication.
we're just kind of mummer sounds. Well, one man's terrorist is another man's freedom fighter. Isn't that the saying?
Yeah, that is. See, I'm
Yes,
not like judging them. I just like don't think ecological terrorism is my thing.
But there's no guarantee it's Leviathan Strife. It could be another party. We don't know.
Fair.
Only until we find them, I guess.
I guess, but
So is
that's
that-
going to have to take a on the back burner for a moment. We have a friend to go
Yeah.
rescue.
Trisha.
No,
Once we get to the base, though, I think I want to talk to Allure and her mom just to get, just to cover our bases with how much we know or how much we could possibly know about who this other group is or could be.
Bari will also nod to that, and she'll say, she'll look over to Bathan and say, Bathan, I can get you acquainted with most of the guild tools if you would like. And she kind of says, yeah, Bela will kind of say, are you sure that that's the best idea? We have what we brought with us, and technically we're not part of the guild, per se. And Bari kind of looks over. It looks over to you, Titus, and then it looks back to her and says, then we'll have to fix that. And
Can't we just choose our own honorary members?
Say it again, Apani?
Can't we just choose our honorary members? Haven't we proven ourselves to the guild enough to be able to pick our team?
She nods. Bari nods and she says, I believe that would be fair, and since you have one of the supervisors here, I will okay it. If Balin and the others are willing to work, she nods, then they will be appointed to this team. I will make sure to file all the paperwork and such in the future.
I remember this team was a COVID ops.
Oh, it still has potential to be.
It still kind of is. I mean, this isn't necessarily
Probably more
not
so
covert.
now.
Yeah.
We just
Isn't
like
it over?
telling everyone we're Shadow Guardians. We're fine.
I mean, after all,
Yeah.
as far as everyone's concerned, Balin and her group are kind of dead right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Though the guild doesn't keep record of them, but outside.
We just have extra ghost hands. And honestly, they just don't need to be on the field. Because
You know,
what
we
we
should
need.
Not exactly the best combatants. They can fight for their survival, but yeah, they're not trained like
I mean, we
themselves.
can train them
You
on our
could.
off days, you know.
On your off days.
We
Especially-
could.
honestly, I've read
Yeah.
the Nico's training program. I've heard it's very
Yes.
cutthroat but very helpful.
Yes.
I really
Yeah.
want to try it, but
Yeah.
I think you should try
You
it.
know what?
Crow
Let's
says no.
talk about
Don't
this.
do that.
Hey,
Nico said yes. Do it
let's
anyways.
talk about this another day.
Yeah, Crow says never let her talk you into that, because she'll start with a blindfold. and
Nico
goes
said,
down
let
tail
me
from
do
there.
all the talking while Crow does stuff in the background, doing the what was it again? The blindfold dodging. Yeah,
we're
he
not
can
going to
do
the
that.
He does not want to do the blindfold dodging anymore.
Honestly, if
Wrench his
anything,
head.
I feel like with training is concerned, Titus would help at least Balin and
Brish.
what is his name? What's the
Brisk.
yeah, Brisk. I
Yeah.
can't call him Brisk.
Yeah. Yeah, but for real though, yeah, it would definitely help.
Just think like Brisk
Not
T,
really.
and you're pretty much like close enough to the name.
Yeah.
It's like saying
Yeah,
brisk, but instead of a S key, like a SK,
Legitimately-
it's a shk, like a.
Like-
Yeah.
Legit, when you first said the name, I thought you meant. Literally thought you had a brisk tea.
Oh, Brisk T.
When you first yeah,
Yeah.
I thought. Yeah, when you first showed them off.
Not sponsored, by the way. But anyway.
If only.
But if you want to sponsor us, we'll gladly.
Yeah, we'll take that sponsor. Yeah.
My,
That's one I'm
I
willing
need
to
my
use.
life supply of a brisk tea, please.
We are
Specifically the
master-
red. Please.
A day after this episode
Alright.
airs, I get an email. So we heard you're
Yeah,
talking about
that'd be
Brisk.
awesome.
No, so but anyway,
Get the
yes,
C&D.
we'll accelerate things so you all get to the base. Once you get to the
Remember
base, Allure and the others, Brew would basically just tell all of you to get some rest because you don't know what you could be dealing with and you don't know when you're gonna get the rest in.
Yeah.
So
When we
I do rest for a little bit, but I meditate for the rest of the time and just kind of like hone my powers
So,
and my hatred.
yeah. Do we see them like as
Yeah,
their
you would
ship
see them like
approaches?
kind of approaching. Yep.
Y'all like
Yeah.
waiting for us by the finger?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Like we're
Fari
like
should probably
fixing up.
install that
Like,
thing now. Yeah.
Yep. We're just like fixing up Nameless, and I like gently bonk Crow on the head with the wrench. Not like too hard.
Yeah, just like the tension slightly. He like instinctually like looks left and right, like, oh.
Bro,
What do you want?
they're here.
Oh,
They're back. Come on.
All right.
Come on, co-pilot. Let's
Yeah.
rest.
can I
Get this thing loaded
instant
first.
for Crow?
Can you instantly what?
Can I instantly go look for Crow? Like it's the moment I get back.
You want to go
I
to
thought you
Crow?
said can I instantly. Oh,
No,
I thought you
I
said can you instantly explode.
I instantly explode now. What did you say, Fonny, about going to Crow?
I want to instantly look for Crow as soon as I get back.
Yeah.
Like if I find he's asleep, as long as he's not preoccupied, I will wake.
He is actually. So yeah, you specifically Imiko, you guys are loading up the unit spacely once they get there. So yeah, I guess he would be in charge of doing that, like loading up everyone's units. So they're going
roll
to...
an engine.
Yeah, go ahead. I mean, you don't really for this. It's just walking the units into the ship, but
Okay.
But yeah, he's gonna load
Just
it up.
checking.
I mean, you can roll an engineering if you want to know more about Nameless and like what weaponry and stuff is on there.
Oh yeah, I should probably do that. Yeah.
Actually, yeah, I guess for the rest of you, as you guys are landing and kind of getting out the back, Ipani, you're looking for Crow immediately. You would see. You would see that there is the. Actually, it would be funny. Oh wow, that was
Yeah.
All right, I'll
Nat
tell you
20.
some stuff about it in a moment, but you can see that there is Saiyun's unit, the Save Your Soul, currently loaded onto like it looks like a little truck. Or not loaded truck, like kind of walking forward. There is a unit that's loaded onto a truck with a bunch of like metal that's been sheared off, like the cockpit's exposed and the face is mangled a little bit, and you recognize it as the Vigilance unit. It's Gwendolyn's Vigilance unit.
Yeah. You can hear from the distance upon the entire like. So, Crow, what should we do with this hunk of scrap now? Since Gwen's not gonna use it anymore.
I'm trying to figure out if we should load the damn thing up at all.
What
I
the
mean,
hell?
it's basically
Yeah.
unusable. We need a whole repair.
Can you
kit
I
to this
look
thing.
I look at Balin, who's hopefully near us, and
Yeah,
as
she's probably is. She's in the hangar area, so yeah.
Yeah.
how about
Fucking
you those
kitty.
for my neck?
She kind of looks over. How about what?
I said, do you think you could use anything from that for my mech?
She kind of looks it up and down. Probably. No, actually, probably. No, we can
Nice.
also repair both of them. All we need is the repair materials.
Oh, wait, is that Crow?
Crow,
Hey!
Yeah, Crow, you can see is on top of the last unit that is there. There is a unit that we don't have our version made, but I do have one of the inspiration images for it. So here, I'm going to put it in game time.
Oh, in game.
Yep. This is the inspiration. This isn't what it fully looks like, but this is basically what it looks like if it wants to send.
I just realized oh wow, that's a straight up Gundam.
Yep.
It's a straight up Gundam. It fucks hard.
That is approximately what Nameless looks like. Again, we haven't gotten our version made yet, but yes.
Where's
one of
the
the
orphan?
things... Go, sorry.
Now I was about to say, where's the orphan? Then I realized Crow is an orphan.
Where's the orphan?
You'll be
Wild!
yeah, no,
Don't
don't worry.
didn't hear.
There's a lot of
It's a
orphans in
Gundam.
here.
I mean, Pepper's not wrong.
No.
That's a joke for the
Don't
Gundam
worry.
heads
He'll
out
be
there.
strong.
Where's the orphan?
He'll be strong.
I
The
mean,
power of
technically
orphans.
Latricia is as well, so yeah. There you go.
Power of orphans.
50%
Our
orphans.
team is mostly orphaned.
That's unfortunate that most Vanguard pilots are also orphans. Yeah, that is unfortunate.
Wow.
That's a totally not purposeful reference, but yeah, I guess it kind of is. That's the case. But Yes, you can see the unit there. It doesn't look like the same type of frame design as like your units. You can definitely tell it's not like necessarily a guild only made unit. However, there are some similarities that you immediately pick up with Casket's unit. With the quartz, mainly the face and certain parts on the chest. There's like a V indent that you can see. Which, for lack of a better term, for those of you that are wondering, yes, that basically signifies it's a vanguard.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, Crow is sitting on the top of it, while Emiko is kind of in the cockpit open area, and like...
You can see her talking to someone or something. Mm-hmm.
I just rolled it to see what the hell.
I'm just thinking about, like, imagine, like, Emiko says, "Where's the orphan?" And, like, majority of the team just turns their head at Emiko.
looks over at Emiko
Right.
like, what do you want?
Can I make a what the hell is that roll?
Yeah, roll me a knowledge engineering or knowledge technological. And also, Emiko.
Can I roll too?
Yeah, feel free. Anyone can roll if they'd like to know more about what this unit is.
Okay, what's higher?
Pepper
let
already
them roll
rolled.
first.
Yeah, Pepper, you already rolled. You're fine.
It's the same. I got
Yeah,
What's
what?
it? What's the option?
14.
Engineering or technological, your choice.
Oh, bet.
1-4.
Up to you, Titus.
14. Okay. Let's see what we got.
I rolled a 13. No.
Damn. I
Damn,
say
13,
you.
14.
So yeah, outside of knowing that this is a vanguard unit, similar to Titus, they're not Titus, Caskets, but there definitely are some design differences. Titus, you actually do recognize a little bit of the frame shape. It reminds
Really?
you of some of the units you actually. No, you probably wouldn't. Never mind. I just thought about that. Never mind. I was gonna say if it was Garen related, you might, but no. You know, but you do know it's not like a Chevalier design or like something that's probably from the Consortium or Lapsus. It definitely is not.
Okay.
Yeah. And yeah, Pawnee, you're definitely aware again that this is a Vanguard unit. You're just not sure like its full capabilities. You can see that there seems to be on its back two like handles that kind of look like they might be like the ends of swords, but you don't see the blade. You can see it has a rifle on its side, and you can see that it has a shield on its arm, as well as actually a tail. It's not shown obviously in the image, but it's got like a tail that looks like it could extend out, and it has like a nozzle attached to the tip.
Okay.
And there's these strange like glowing caps on like that kind of are weirdly angular shaped on its calves, its shoulders, and its forearms. And part of its chest as well. It looks like they could like maybe emit energy or open. But yeah, as for Emiko though, as you're kind of also looking at the console, just going through like the weapons, because Crow's like basically telling you cycle through the weapons, make sure everything is like actually responding and working. Here are the weapon information, or here's the weapon information. I need to read it.
Give me. I love the weapons.
Where was it? Where'd I put it?
Also, side note, while I'm like scrolling through the weapon list, could I talk to him? Talk to the
Yes.
Talk to Nameless to like confirm each weapons as like I cycle through them.
Yep. I think I'm just gonna put this on your thing, Emiko, for now.
Mm-hmm.
Where is Emiko?
On my sheet?
Yes, for now.
Oh. Give that to me right now. And put that in tab 7 if you want.
Yep, I could put that in tab 7. That's what I'm gonna do right now. We're gonna call it Nameless Arsenal.
Still a shit name, by the way. Shit change.
Oh boy. You really don't like Nameless's name.
Emiko is not.
No.
That's very
It should
funny.
be something more badass. Needs to strike fear in our enemies.
Oh,
this
you couldn't think of
fucking
anything
guy-
badass.
I know. But this fucking SI says no, fuck you, this is my name.
Where's Allura?
Allure is also, you can see her unit like starting to walk up as well behind the others, about like 300 or not 300, about like 100 or so feet off, kind of walking out of one of the hangar areas.
Oh yeah.
Seems to be
Sorry,
carrying
you
another
hear-
pack.
You hear in the background, hey Allure, your boyfriend's back.
What the? Look for the closest thing on the ground I could find.
You get through. There's like probably like a socket
Yeah,
wrench or something on the ground.
Yeah, I just chuck it at Emiko.
He just dinks into
Wherever
the
the hell she
she's in the unit,
Doctor?
it just dinks onto the armor.
You can see like a little tiny arm sticking out, and you see the fucking middle finger sticking out. Fuck you.
Fucking. I'm gonna freeze her when we get to the ship.
Yeah.
Damn.
Valen just says, "Is that the annoying one you were telling me about?"
Mm-hmm.
I can see what you
I think I
mean.
almost missed it.
Hmm.
What was the other? What was our other fucking roommate's name? I forgot her name. The fucking
Wait. Gwendolyn?
You mean Fari?
Cat's kid. Oh.
No, I mean the old
Kaya?
crew.
Oh,
Oh.
of your old crew.
Oh.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, one sec.
Oh no, your
Checking
crew.
my notes.
Wait.
It was Neil. Or Nell.
Yes. No.
Yeah.
Neil Breen?
Yeah, she reminds you of Nell, doesn't she?
When you say that name, there's kind of yes, she does, I guess. She kind of just chuckles and like shakes her head.
Yeah, and Ted kind of sighs.
Looks over.
I hope they're right.
Father kind of walks next to you all, and she says, "So they finished it."
What exactly is it?
It was a unit that we were, you can say, given. It was not complete, but it was a test model for something. It's Draken related.
Oh.
It's intended to be Latricia's unit.
Oh. Well. Looks cool. Load it up, I guess.
She nods. She'll motion for them, like everyone, to basically start like walking into the ship. And Fari also says, "I'll make sure to also have some materials loaded on." Valen, do you think you can do a job on top of on the ship? She's like, "Yep, those of us that are still able to move our arms and such, we got it. We can make something work." She nods.
As we're like walking up, I'm gonna like stand next to Crow as he's walking up, and I'm gonna use a psychic communication.
Crow's on top of the one unit with Emiko right now, but you can still psychically communicate with him. He's just like on top talking with Emiko.
I'm gonna psychically communicate and say, "Sorry for intruding, but how have you been holding up with everything?"
He's like, what? Hey, Bonnie. How was? I'm doing good. I'm doing real good. As good as I can be, I guess.
Can I roll to see if it's straightforward?
Yeah, roll me a bit. Or yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. While Crow, you hear. Oh, okay. You'll hear. Okay, so the caster rifle's looking good, and when he doesn't hear Crow respond, Emiko like pokes her head like, Crow, hey.
Yeah, I'm fine. What's up? I was lost in thought.
Literally.
Oh, is the pony back?
Oh, right. You would know it. Yeah, she was asking how I was doing.
Oh. Yeah, tell Apani like to get a big get an ass up here and tell greet us. Also say hi from me.
This is a 2-seater. He looks over. This is not a 3-seater.
This is it.
On the shoulder.
Oh. Okay. You know we could also just load this thing up and walk down and talk to her, right?
She gives you like a thoughtful look before. Yeah, you're right, and then she jumps off.
The link is still open. Crow could just talk to me directly.
He could, yeah, he could. He's just like, Emiko, you see, jumps off of the unit as it like walks over to the wall and begins to like settle in, basically. Crow kind of like jump off and start flying down. Send very gracefully.
I told Crow that you're holding up well. Anything, let me know. We're gonna find Latricia. When you say that, there's definitely like a look on his face, like a recognition, and in your mind you hear, yeah, I'm sure she's alright. I'm sure. Yeah, she is.
I wait until Laura gets up into the hangar before.
She loads up. She hops out of her unit, and you can see she's wearing her like red jacket and shorts, and she runs over to you. It's like,
oh, stunning. Kind of struck in the back.
Yeah.
For a second.
Like, immediately, it's like, so how did things go?
Oh yeah, things. That's what I wanted to tell you about. It didn't really go that well, but we have new friends. I kind of just shrugged.
She looks around. I can see quite a lot, actually. Huh. What?
Yeah, they're all part of the
eventful group. But when you say she's like, busy? Yeah, you're nearby, Bonnie. I'd say.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I would like chime in and say there's like to be a pretty chill group of people.
That's good to hear. She kind of looks over, and there's like an assortment of beast people, mixed breeds, and stuff like that.
Yeah. You hear from the distance that's like rapidly approaching you guys. You say, "Hey guys, how you doing?"
Hey,
you see the Crow. Hey, Bonnie. Hey, Tess. How you guys doing?
I just grunt.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, the Fifth Amendment.
Crow's like, what's the Fifth Amendment?
Is there a Fifth Amendment?
It doesn't exist.
Yeah, it does. He's like, what's the Fifth Amendment?
It's the Fifth Amendment.
It's a joke that humans like to tell.
Oh, never heard it.
I like it all. Just like, oh, okay.
All the non-humans. Oh, okay. It's like, so, how did your guys' operation go? I mean,
yeah.
It looks
how was it?
Seems like there's a lot of people from it.
Yeah, hopefully it's better than ours.
So about that.
Yeah. Did you guys get catfished too?
Yeah, you guys also got the honeypot as well.
Titus, I feel like you could answer this question much better than I could. It was your operation.
Both Crow and Eagle looks at them, looks at Titus expectantly, like a dog, like two dogs.
So, the people that we ended up picking up,
they obviously.
Turns out we're under attack and we had to rescue them. Their leader was an old friend of mine from before the guild that I used to work with.
Oh, is she around? Is she like looking around, trying to like see if she's like
kind of looking?
One brain cell
for her because I remember her saying that she was doing. I remember her and Fari saying something about a roof or a ceiling or whatever.
Oh,
did she already go?
They're getting materials basically. They're going to get materials to like load onto the ship.
Oh,
so
okay.
they can do the repairs.
Yeah, she's not. But
in a witness check.
Basically, a lot of shit happened. I can do a better way. I can explain it better in a formal briefing, but
yeah,
we must be in some shit.
So, judging from all these people around us, I'm guessing mission success for you guys. Right on. As she like punches you on the leg, like friendly leg.
The leg.
Well done. She's small.
I just kind of sigh and shake my head. I'm like, yeah, sure, successful. And I just look off, kind of jaded.
There's Titus, are you looking at them at all, by the way? I'm curious, because you said you're looking away.
I was looking at them at first, and then,
Okay,
like,
you look
before
away.
I finished and Himiko started talking, I looked away.
Apani, is your mental links with Crow still there? Did you not disconnect it?
Yeah, I didn't disconnect it.
Alright, in your mind you hear Crow ask, I rolled something to see, and he rolled pretty good. Hey, what happened with Titus? He's not acting normal. I mean, he's normally a little bit, like, stuffy, but seems like something's bothering him.
Stuffy?
We
Oh,
it didn't exactly go successful.
I mean,
We
there's a
kind
lot
of
of
had
people
to
here.
make a decision to save who we could, and we didn't make it to Titus's father in time. And we don't know if he's alive right now. We don't know where he is.
Oh, I see. It's a
Mhm.
tough break, I guess.
We saved everyone we could, but we still lost a lot of people. And everyone we saved is with us right now.
He looks around. He's like, and now like you can definitely see like he's probably noticing a few of the people like working have like some bandages around their head and stuff. He's like, so that's what that's
Also,
about. And also, yeah,
in the
you would pick up
meanwhile,
on that as well. Not I
yeah.
almost said Pawnee. Imiko, as you're looking
Himiko?
around for like Fari and the others, that you notice like the people that are a little bit
Hmm.
injured. Not like no one's severely injured, but there's some people that have like a what's it called? The arm wrap.
They're damaged.
My brain.
Slings,
Thank you. A sling.
casts.
Yeah, like a sling
Yeah.
cast, and a couple people with some wrappings around their head or their torso.
Yeah. Imiko would probably like whisper to Crow like, "Hey, we should probably get some medical help for these guys.
Yeah.
Right? Get some medic. Yeah.
Casket will
Get the medic.
like kind of walking by with a few others that like you can see are like on some stretchers. He's like, don't worry. Anyone that is too injured to fight will be getting off the ship here. They'll be in the medical area.
Yeah. She gives him a nod. Like, thanks, Cass.
And you can see
Also,
he goes with another group of them, like loading them off.
I feel
Also-
like sorry. You mind if I ask something above board before they go?
Yeah, go ahead.
Like above board, wouldn't like Titus's sister's husband be too injured to fight, but I don't think he would separate from Titus's sister.
Yeah, he's not getting off the ship, if that's what you're wondering.
He's not.
He's staying on. He's not going to be fighting, but yeah.
No.
Also,
actually, probably now that it's been a full day, you'll actually probably see him in his dragon form, probably like helping lift crates and stuff. A little bit painfully, but he is trying.
Damn, he's back up that fast?
He's a dragon. Of course he would.
Draconic regeneration is a crazy ability, is all I'm gonna say.
Is a dragon.
Dragon.
He's still hurt though. You can tell he is still hurt. Like he is not doing. He's nowhere near 100. He would lose a fight if he was in one right now.
He would lose a fight.
Get out of bed rest. Yeah.
Yes.
He's stubborn.
Dragons.
But yes, Pepper.
While I with that dirty 20, while I see all these people bandaged up and all like dour but still cheerful, do I also see Titus in the corner of my eye like being all sad boy like, right?
I'd say all three of you. I'm not hiding it that well.
Yeah.
All three of you can tell.
I'd say without a check and just a passive, you're probably able to pick up that he is definitely. He's thinking about something. He's definitely like bothered by something. Maybe not exactly the situation here, but maybe it's just something that happened. But that's about it. Like he seems to be outside of that relatively like here. It's just mind wandering.
So Imiko
but as that kind of happens, he snaps back to it really suddenly. It's like but yeah, we it doesn't matter. We have a mission.
Yeah, sorry. Oh my god. While he saw that look of like sadness, is the Lord near us?
Allure, yeah, Allure's still standing by Titus, and she's
She softly like elbows her on the side, and she whispers to her, "Hey, Aloy, you should probably go and check with your highness, okay?"
With your Titus,
Definitely.
you think boyfriend bastard.
She's like, there is like a mid, like at first it's kind of like a Emiko like type moment, but she
No.
notices you're being sincere, and she's like, she just kind of nods.
I'm
And
looking
she's like,
straight at her.
yeah, she just
I'm looking
nods.
straight at her like I mean it after the meeting. Go and check
She
on
just
him.
like
Right?
rubs your head a little bit, and she just nods. She says, "I know."
Rub
I
your head.
am older than you, woman.
Head, slight little head pat, and then she walks over to Titus.
Baby face.
Crow, before you say
Fuck you.
anything, Emiko, Crow just kind of walks over, puts a hand on your shoulder, and he's just like, "Yeah, let's give him a moment, all right." Besides, we gotta load some shit up. Come on. He like starts dragging
Yep,
you off.
let's go.
I walk
Yeah.
over to Titus and I give him like a bit of like a one arm hug and just like say, if like you need anything, let me know.
I nod.
Then I walk away and give him space.
Yep. Allura is
Like
going
Titus is a
to
space person.
a walk over.
What?
She's gonna walk over, not super close, just kind of like within like sight of you, maybe like a couple feet away. And she's like, "So, looks like there's quite a lot of people here that seems like they might owe you their lives based on their current, we'll say,
Yeah, I suppose.
health." She looks and
We
she
did what we
says,
could.
"Well, it seems like what you did was a lot. You should be proud of it. Not every warrior gets to come back from a fight."
Yeah, it's true.
She kind of thinks, "You know, in the Alto culture, we revere the ones that we've lost in festivals every year. We welcome those that have made it from the battles before, the struggles in life from that year, and honor those that did not." She kind of thinks and looks over. "I think that perhaps it would be nice if you attended. I'm sure you have people that you'd like to honor that passed."
Kind of look at her and give like a little broken smile. That might be nice.
She looks. "It's not a festival of drowsiness or weariness. It's one of joy. Because we know that those that did not make it, thinks, they can be at peace, but also that we can live on and make sure that their memories are carried out. And we can live for ourselves and make it worth it."
Yeah. Joy. That sounds like something I've been needing for a pretty long time. Every time I try to grasp it, it escapes. Even if I have it for a bit, it doesn't stay.
And it says, "You know, my mother has some, as you know, issues with certain people in the consortium and the like, and very different than, I'd say, your honor or even a hook from the Latricia tribe. But there's one thing that they agree on. Is that finding the little moments you can of joy. They're all the more worth it, if you can hold on to it for even a glimpse. Not everyone gets the moment of that, so when you do even have a fleeting sense of it, at least it's something." And she kind of looks over, puts a hand on your shoulder. "Just remember, anything worth doing takes time. It might not happen tomorrow, it might not happen in the weeks after. But as long as you keep trying and striving, you'll get something."
Yeah, we definitely will. His kind of more sullen face turns into that of determination. and a little bit something else hidden in there, but I'll just leave that up to imagination.
So how was the Odyssey?
It actually fit like a glove. I didn't think I'd be able to move it as easily as I would, but it really wasn't that difficult to connect to.
He kind of nods. Happy to hear that. Actually, I've been looking at
It
doing
could
some...
use a couple tweaks,
Yes, I was actually
especially
looking
now.
at some modifications myself. Maybe it's even using some of the guild technology that the Pearl and such uses. That phase armor.
Yeah.
I didn't realize how potent it can be in certain cases, but a complete invulnerability to certain types of damage is actually quite intriguing. I wonder what they use to be able to do that. It's not the paint. She kind of like, you can see she's looking at like the pearl and stuff that's like currently gray.
Yeah.
It feels like it's a reaction of some kind. Maybe some type of arcane or causal thing. It might not be magic actually, or spiritual energy. It might be technological in nature. Maybe I'll have to ask Kaya or Crow about it.
Just kind of look at her while she's yapping.
Yeah.
And laugh.
What's wrong? And she like looks over.
Nothing. I just think you and Balin should meet. You'd probably get along.
Is Balin... She kind of looks left and right. Is Balin...
I did tell her about Balin.
Oh, yeah. Right. So she kind of looks... She's like,
And
I don't see her
almost
around.
everyone, honestly. I think I told her about everyone except for Umbra.
Yeah. She's like, I don't see Balin around.
Oh, yeah. She's a part of the group that I guess went out to get materials. She should be back anytime soon.
She looks over. And she'll just say... yeah, and she'll just kind of nod. She'll say, oh, I hope they can do something about Gwendolyn's unit. It took quite a beating in the last battle. Right, about that.
Oh, that's Gwen's unit?
Yes. She like, you can see it's like hoisted up on chains, like one of the arms is like broken and it's like half sagging to the side. And you can just see...
thought that was crap.
You can see someone looking like, how did they fuck this thing up this battle? Like, just like really confused. Like, what happened? She's like, actually...
You go in the back, like, hey, don't touch the merch until you get permission.
They're like, that fox Sylvan woman told us that we can start repairing this thing. They're like, where do we even start? I mean, like, we're gonna need to replace that part.
You can hear Emiko like saying, like, all right, come on, with me.
And they'll start following your lead when you start telling them stuff.
Yep.
But Allura will kind of look over to you, Titus, and she's like, yes, they got into quite the predicament. They got ambushed.
Oh.
Yes, they were tracking the whereabouts of what was attacking in the area recently. And it seems like a group of Memorem soldiers were ambushed and slaughtered by a group of, well, drones, it seems.
Oh.
The current thoughts is they were related to Wraith, potentially. But there was one unit that wasn't a drone among them. I don't know. Something about it was... I looked at the data and the video that they were able to take. Something... seemed off. I don't want to say it wasn't a Vanguard, but something about its frame and the way it moved. It didn't seem like a normal unit like even ours. She nods.
Kind of had something similar to that.
She looks
It was a mech that I don't think I've ever seen before used by that probably has a vendetta against me.
I wonder if the two are related.
Using technology that I've also never seen before.
The guild, she kind of says, I did overhear Kai and the others when they were telling us about the planet system. I think you were all there for that, right? Weren't you everyone there before both operations to talk about the planet system and what it does?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Just making sure. It's like, I remember when Fari and Kaya were talking about the planet system and how it's special to the guild.
Yeah. Easy.
No, it's alright. And it says, I wonder what other things people are going to start developing. She kind of looks over at the Odyssey Even the Autolatel are beginning to develop machines that I'm sure that many would think it'd be impossible for primitive beasts to do.
Well, I'd assume people that consider your people primitive don't have a good grasp on how the world works.
She kind of like, when you say that, she gives us like a smirk to you. Yes, they are quite ignorant, but it is still something of note. The more people begin to start developing machines like this, I wonder. She shakes her head. I guess we won't know much until we deal with that unit again. But
yeah. Hopefully this time I'll be there to help.
Do you think? Yeah, I guess you'll say it.
What?
Do you think that the guild's the only one with vanguard units?
Would I know if for a fact that they're not? If they weren't?
No, you would not know for a fact, but you could roll a check maybe to think about like
Okay,
anything
yeah,
you heard.
I'll roll a check.
Yeah.
What would it be? Knowledge, local regal?
I'd say recollection for this one. I'd say this one's gonna be a recollection.
Okay.
And as you're rolling that, she kind of continues. She's like, "Remember the story that my mother told you?"
11.
11. Okay. But she'll go. Remember the story my mother told you? When you all asked her about vanguard units, that the Alto Latel had a story about it. 3 units, or sorry, not 3 units. Units in the history that were known as Great Warriors. And they gave it the same name Vanguard, or at least the pseudonym. Kind of thinks. I wonder, what if we're not the only ones that have stories like that?
It's possible. Especially considering how long we've had just constructs on the world in general.
She nods. And then you kind of think as you say that about like different stories and stuff. And you've heard of different Architekian drones that have been around that have like the size of a armored knight, and you know, people have fought and stuff like that and during different times, just because they literally go around and do different things. They have tasks that they'll do, securing certain areas and stuff like that on an automated system. Hearing about a vanguard though, it's hard to say. It's one of the things you kind of think about is, even if somebody could have seen a vanguard, not many people might know what it even is.
Yeah.
Like, if you were to look at Casket's unit and this nameless unit, you might know that something is different about them. But even if you think about, like, a good example is when you remember Jacob was getting attacked. Jacob didn't know what was happening. He was completely blindsided by what was, like, his unit being dismantled so quickly. It might just be a thing that, like, even if you were just looking at it and knowing what a vanguard is one thing, but looking at it as anything else, you would probably not know. So there could have been vanguards throughout history other people had, but yeah, unless someone knew about vanguards, they might not.
Yeah.
Maybe I should ask my mother more about it. They might know something.
Oh, that reminded me. I just kind of like perked up. We need to talk to your mother anyway.
About what?
So it's about the mission. Once I suppose after the briefing we can get into it, but if we could like call her eventually, just ask her about certain organizations that she might think would have some type of beef with what's the guy's name again?
Darren, that guy?
Yeah, Darren.
Okay, Darren Breach.
Type of beef against Darren Breach.
Well, I can tell you most Alto people do. But they're not the only ones. The Memorem people, I'm sure, have a very large beef with them. Probably more than we do, even.
I can attest to that.
Kind of thinks.
It's just something crossed my mind. We were going over the mission, but like I said, we can talk about that when it's time for briefing.
Right. And you can see now that like Fari and the others are back, and you can see that they're loading on like a bunch of stuff, and it's basically it looks like they're almost done loading up everything.
Okay. I point out Balin to her in the crowd, with the bunny ears over there.
Yep. She looks over. She says, "Ah, there she is." She's like, "Well, I'll go introduce myself."
Yeah. Oh. I'm kind of hesitant on going with her.
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of just like awkwardly shuffling.
Yeah, around. Yeah, she walks over and kind of like gives like a nod to Balin and introduces herself pretty quickly as Allure, Angel Tiger, and Will.
Almost fell.
Don't fall, yeah. And they start talking about a few different things, and then she asked her about the repairs on Gwendolyn's unit. Balin kind of looks it up and down and will say like, "Well, I'm going to be honest. This isn't going to be an easy thing, considering how long we have to do it in a day. I can't say it'll be up to 100%, but it might be usable at least." And they're like, "Well, whatever you can do."
Hold on. Am I with them right now? Because currently she's
They're
probably
sitting in
like...
the back. They're sitting in the back right now. Fari is going to go and do something at the top, or at the bridge of the ship. She needs to install something. She was supposed to do this earlier, and she forgot.
I'm eventually gonna go sit with them.
Mm-hmm. I'd say like you get over as they're talking about Allure's unit, the Odyssey, and they're talking about different things about its like capabilities and stuff. Mainly, Balin's kind of talking about like the Ravager pack, because if you remember in the last fight, she said, "Give me the controller, little bro," and smashed a unit into another unit.
Yeah. Turned into fucking Hulk.
Yeah,
I love that for her.
She is very interested in this unit, especially considering she lost her vassal unit.
Yeah.
You know, might be looking for a little. Might be looking for something to replace it with.
I think Emiko were probably talking with Balin. What do you think? Because I rolled a 17 just to see like the gauge on what kind of mech she would use.
Oh, to see like what she would use.
Yeah, I rolled a 17.
I mean, you could probably tell that like she's interested in the Odyssey. Yeah, she's like looking at Titus's probably version right now. But they're over there talking for a moment. Titus, you kind of, like I said, you walk over around this time. Emiko, the rest of the engineer or the rest of the construction crew are kind of like looking. They're basically like making a list of things that are broken, and they're like, okay, well, what can we fix? Balin starts to walk over with Allure, you can see, and probably quickly is like, all right, I need an assessment of the destruction. How long do we have? And like
Absolutely.
you can hear them deliberating, like, how long do we have? And like Allure's like, if we're heading up north, maybe a day or two. Wait, not that long. And they're like, all right,
probably one day.
Yeah.
In case we have to go
Balin
fast
says
enough.
the same thing. She's like, plan for you only having a day, basically. And they're like, all right. They start quickly trying to like plan, like, okay, we're gonna fix this. We're gonna have to replace like most of this part, the outer layer here, like etc. Like they're just starting to break down like what they need to get done and how quickly they need to get done it.
I just kind of watch when she gets in her boss mode.
Yeah.
All you gotta do is give her time frame. It'll be done.
She is directing them very well. Like once they like as they're trying to figure certain things out, she's like, no, don't worry about this. Just make sure that like they're like, okay, do we want to make sure that like how much of the weaponry do we need to repair? They're like, no, we'll just replace it. Right now they're like, we just need to make sure the thing is able. And and the other thing she points out, they're like, okay, well, what about the main? They point out like the main thrust of the unit is kind of fucked right now because it fell out of the sky. And they're like, all right.
I think Emiko would probably be like, besides it, just to like point out, like, don't touch that, don't touch the weapon either. It's probably still like compromised from the last fight. Don't touch anything here and there. Just to like help them.
Bailey kind of walks over and she's like, she's like, she looks you up and down and she's like,
Yeah,
Oh wait, yeah, you
same
told
thing too.
Balin who this is. Yeah, she's just like,
Yeah.
okay, you're the Imiko. You're Imiko, right?
And who are you exactly?
I am. Yeah, you know what? She's gonna be like, I am currently the main engineer for repairing your destroyed vehicles
Oh.
at the moment.
Oh, really? And who by you be, by
Balin,
chance?
you can call me.
Balin? Hmm. Hmm. Do you, I saw you talking with a bit of, with Titus, I saw.
Yes.
Who might you be? Exactly.
You can say a former acquaintance.
I roll a mood for that.
Yes, you can.
Hmm. So.
Where am I when this is on?
You're around them. Like you're within like 10 feet of them.
Okay.
So you're like next to them. What'd you get?
I'll be a 14.
She's not lying. Like she seems pretty like forthright with what she's saying at least. But she is also she has this kind of look about her where she's gonna. It looks like she's like giving you the look of like you're in the way.
Do I recognize that look?
Yeah, you do. This is the.
You
she's
should.
giving you the look.
I'm
of,
sure
like,
you get it a lot.
Yeah, you're getting the look of like you're in the way. Like she's kind of giving you the like eyebrow raise.
No, as in like, do I recognize that look, especially from a certain someone?
Oh, my look?
In some ways, but there's a bit of a different look.
Oh.
She does seem slightly
look.
more stern, and she's gonna be like, I will need you. She says, I need you to vacate for the moment so that we can get our work done. Don't worry, we won't break. We won't have any accidents happen.
Oh.
My people are good.
She's like laughing. I mean, she's like chuckling. Oh, yeah. Yes. Titus' sister, aren't you?
She kind of raises an
That's
eyebrow
when
to
I
that.
go over and smack her on the back of the head.
She doesn't feel it.
Should really let the engineers do their engineer work. Come on, let's go. I say as I grab her, scruff and start dragging her away.
Lord just kind of like, all right, roll me a contested, roll me a deafness, Imiko, and then Titus, roll me a grapple, please.
Damn.
Hey! What you get?
He hasn't rolled yet.
What was it again? Deafness?
Deafness or fitness. Deafness or fitness, whichever's higher.
Fitness. Oh, okay. Yeah, fitness.
And you said I have
17.
a grapple?
Yes.
17.
Okay, that's supposed to... I got a 17 too, damn.
Roll d20. Both of you just roll a flat d20.
Alright.
Am I in the room to watch this?
Yes,
no?
yes, you are. You are watching this happen.
I feel like...
Shit.
Huh, 17.
17. 17.
14.
Imiko manages to kind of like wiggle out of your grip just as you're like grabbing her.
Damn it.
Yeah. Move aside while the adults are talking, alright, kid? I extend my hand to her, like, get to that.
I'm like 5 years older than you.
Balin kind of looks down at you and she's like, she'll put her hand out and shake your hand, and she says,
yeah, firm grip.
Yes, it's a firm grip. It's a firm grip. And she says, but
I
yes,
just shake my head.
Titus is correct. We do need to do our work in peace.
Yeah, but also I would like to say that if you touch the weapons, your team might have a little problem with the ruptures around here and there, especially with the weapons and also the missile pack as well.
And it says, she kind of looks up and she's like, this unit actually doesn't. Oh, I do see. There's rockets in the shield. Don't worry.
Yep.
We're used to working under pressure.
Under pressure.
Okay. No way. Alright, I'll leave you be. Now, Titus, let's go. Let's not bother your sister any longer as I grab him by the arm. Come on.
Lord just gives like a wave over to Balin. Like a smiled wave, and then Balin will give her a smile wave back, and they will get to work. All of you on your comms get a message though. Yes. You hear you are getting called to the bridge.
I head to the bridge.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I motioned to Crow go, as we we're previously working on Nameless. Come on, Crow, let's go. Oh, it's a co-pilot now.
Yes, he is a co-pilot technically.
Yep, I would probably say that. Come on, co-pilot, let's go.
So Crow's already like moving. He's already past you. He's like moving over to the.
Yeah, I
To the
just jump on him just to catch a
jump
ride.
on his like fucking back. He's like, this little gremlin jumps on his back. He's just shakes his head,
Jockey
just keeps
looking
flying.
left.
The rest of you get there, and it is. You can see that the Fari is up there with Brew, who's currently basically getting ready. You can see him going through like the final flight checks with Fari and Kaya, and they kind of look back once you all enter and nod. And Brew's like, "All right, we're ready to go. Taking off," and he's like giving a call out to anyone outside. Like he seems like he's giving like final checks and telling people like, if you're outside, clear out. We're about to take off. And you can see them beginning. Sorry, I was looking at the chat. He's beginning to like lift off the ship. You can feel the ship begin to move, shift back and forth for a second as you begin to take off. And he's like, "All right, we're heading up north. You said we received a message though, right?" She's like, "Yes, we did." Kaya will kind of say, "And now that everyone's here, we can relay that." And she'll look back. "Oh, should we?" And she looks over at Fari. Fari's like, "Yes, everything should be working, right?" And you hear her press something. There's like a Brew kind of is like, that's weird. It's like Rick messing with something. It's like, "Oh, give it a second. It'll be fixed in a moment." He's like, okay. Puts his hands back on the wheel, and he will start flying again.
Imako probably goes up to where she fixing. She probably hits it a few times, percussive maintenance and shit, whacking it.
You hear you actually hear a voice begin to speak on the comms of all of you. It says, if you would mind, please stop hitting the console."
Oh. Ooh. Oh, it's that fucking Nameless.
Oh.
No, it is not. It is a different voice. It's a voice you haven't heard in at least a few weeks now, maybe a month or so now.
Is it Latricia?
Oh.
Nope.
Is it Latricia?
It is your aunt. Well, kinda. Not really your aunt. It's the Guardian's voice.
Oh.
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute. Hold up.
The Guardian?
Yes.
Oh shit. Is that you?
Yes, it is some of me.
What are you doing?
I am the ship.
Yeah.
Well, I'm in the ship.
This ship, our ship.
Yes.
Ah, so that's what my Gram's been doing with you.
Well, one of the things. Anais is still preparing me a body. My main brain is still kept there. However, after Fabri was so kind as to pick up the main connection terminal, she was able to plug me in here so I can provide support.
Oh. What kind of support can you provide us?
She kind of says, "I can monitor most of the systems on the ship, as well as assist with various different types of functions with it."
Huh. This means we don't need a pilot?
To a certain extent, correct. Though for more evasive maneuvers, you will still need a pilot to be able to perform them, as I can assist them. But if it is just simply coasting or flying, I can take over the controls.
Interesting. Also, you can use the virtual reality, right? The VR training stuff, right?
Correct.
You and I have unfinished business between you. You know.
He kind
I
of
just rolls his eyes.
says, "Your percentage of success against a one-on-one fight with me is not high."
I still trust those odds.
Damn, that's
I am not weak.
That you asked.
Well, we'll see. It has been a few weeks since then.
Hmm.
I am a little strong as she just flexes. There's no muscle on that.
I
all
wrap my
magic.
one hand around her entire arm.
Yeah, it really is. It's all
Ow.
like magic that's giving her strength right now. You hear there's a slight bit of like buzzing for a moment, and then you hear apologies, but I am still connecting to most of the systems, but I should be able to link to everything very soon, within the next hour.
Hmm.
That being said,
Yeah.
you
Hmm.
were asking about a message, correct?
Yes.
Pulling up,
How is that? Hmm.
and as she does, you all hear on your comms, Latricia's voice. As you hear I'm connecting to the Shadow Guardians. This is Latricia, Nova. The situation here is, it's you as you say that it like pauses for a moment and the comm comes back and says, this is merely a recording. This is not an live feed.
Yeah. Guardian, please just like play the recording.
Playing recording. As it continues, you hear, this is Latricia. Yeah, sure. You said that. She says, I've given the coordinates in this message to where we'll be nearby. We can get to a certain area on the coast. We'll need an extraction nearby. For now, they're lost our trail, but that's not going to be for long. She kind of says, it says, we'll need an immediate... she says, we might need also some medical attention. Not for me, but the informant. Also, my unit has been... I've had to detonate my unit. Or not detonate. Did she have to detonate? No, she did not. That was when I rolled. I would have, if I had rolled bad, she would have. She says my unit is damaged, but I can still fight with it for a bit. However, I would not. She kind of says my battery is not going to last much longer. I have probably around maybe 3 to 4 hours worth of time overall. Right now, it's in idle state. I'm trying to limit its usage, but that means that we can't necessarily use it to travel anymore. We're basically down to the wire. Supplies are also running thin. Well, I guess all I can do is wait for you all. In any case, just gonna think. There's like a little bit of a pause. I'm happy that even if things go not the best, I got to know you all. Also, I made sure that to store some of the information we were able to receive in part of the unit's black box. So even if something were to happen to me, you can still extract the information. Latricia Nova signing off. The message ends.
As it ends, Emiko would probably like be astute at the video, just to see where the location, the location in the background would be, right?
I would say, just like try to get any clues from background sounds.
Yeah, essentially that.
But you can hear Fari. She's like, "Give a moment. I believe that," and you hear a triangulating position. Coordinates.
Yeah.
Nice.
Acquired. Plotting course.
I still want to do it just to get a clear image of where exactly.
Yeah, you can. Roll
What
me
exactly?
a knowledge, nature, geography, please.
Can I do this as well?
Yes, all of you. Whoever wants to can.
Could I also roll an awareness as well?
That's a 13.
Okay.
Well,
roll me an
wait,
inspection, Pepper. Roll me an inspection instead.
Inspection, you say? Okay.
Wait, what role did I do if they're doing awareness?
They're not doing awareness. They're doing knowledge, nature, geography. Pepper wanted to roll an awareness, but I said roll an inspection instead.
13 for me.
Okay. Nara?
I rolled a nat 20.
Wow. All right.
Hey,
What did
And
you
I
roll?
just rolled a bonus.
Nature geography is what Apani rolled. So
Okay.
like
Apani,
rolls.
you definitely more than the other two. We'll say Imiko, you're trying to kind of scanning the environment based on like the image that you're or the video that you're presented with. It definitely you can tell based on the trees and stuff. She is. I mean, she wasn't lying. She's near the coast. It does seem like they're maybe like near a clearing. It's hard to tell. It looks like in the distance you can see what looks like might be maybe ruins. Probably some type of like structure or something like that.
Do we hear anything as well besides Latricia talking?
No. Actually, you don't hear any like anything that you would not expect. Like you hear the sound of wilderness, birds, and things like that. But that's about it.
Now, what did Apani?
Apani, one, you would notice, like, all of you would notice, like, Brew also had received coordinates based on the message to, like, chart out. Though it seems like the SI unit you have, the Guardian, is kind of, like, triangulating the best course of path to get to that location for you. But there's other things that you kind of notice about the environment. You can hear the sound of, like, water, maybe? Like, running water. Sounds like maybe a river nearby, maybe. You can hear the sound of specifically the birds. You think are like more coastal birds, like seagulls type thing, or type of stuff. And then the ruins. They look rather old. Not rather old. I'd say like they don't look like ruins from like ancient times, but they look like ruins maybe from recent times, but not recently, if you catch my drift. Like within the last maybe 10 to 12 years. It's hard to pinpoint like exactly what that could mean or where that could be, but maybe they're nearby a settlement that kind of like that could have gotten destroyed during the war or something. Just something you're kind of able to glean. You can see there's Consortium like iconography like on the sides of the walls and stuff like that. Like again, very far. It's like off in the distance from them. But yes, you are able to glean that from them.
I think Apani would slowly start to hyperventilate and freak out, and Apani would just sprint to the room.
Okay.
I'll go follow her.
Yeah, oh, yeah, okay.
Alright, yeah, Kaya kind
Well,
of looks
what
over.
happened?
Freaking out, especially because of the ending of Latricia's message.
Yeah, about the... in case something happens to me, I did that, yeah.
Well, there's like ancient, like old ruins back there. Do you know what it looks like? The make of it, anyway.
Kaya says, based on the exact ruins, it's hard to tell, but because we're only able to see really one building on a ridge, but I would have to guess that I'd wager that it's not old. Probably something from the war. Maybe a settlement or town that got attacked.
Anyone like settled there exactly before? Out during the war.
Well, considering
Before.
Vargana says, considering we don't know the place, we have no idea if they did or not.
What territory is this anyway?
Consortium. The
Guardian, do you have? Yeah, Guardian, do you have any data around like either settlements or old bases exactly?
Yes, I was able to use the information provided in what was shown in the video to triangulate.
I'm back.
Keep running until you find the right one. Yeah.
I am certain I have the right location.
Hopefully this ain't like the last time we get into another ambush.
Brew kind of says, based on the situation report that she gave.
Ah, shit!
What happened?
I dropped my dice.
Oh.
I didn't even try to do it big. It just like rolled the fuck off the table. Okay, I got it.
It's like, Brew's like, based on the situation report we were given, I'd wager that, I wouldn't exactly expect an ambush, but I wouldn't exactly expect it's going to be calm when we get there. It sounds like you hear Crokin says, "Yeah, it sounds like Latricia said that they're already being compromised slightly."
Yeah. Guardian, update us until you find the right one. Crow, I looked at Crow. Let's go fix up Nameless and get ready. Yeah.
And it says, "Oh,
And
make
she
sure
heads to the
everything's
head.
ready."
Um.
And then cutting over to Titus.
Okay. And Apani. Yeah.
Apani is in her room right now. I imagine would you have shut the door and locked it, or would you just shut the door?
Apani wouldn't have even shut the door. Apani would have like ran to her room and then started to almost like trash it, just looking for something.
Okay. So
and
yeah,
the Apani's like progressively just getting more and more.
Yeah, you would
like
hear this as you're like approaching her. You would hear like the sound of like stuff getting tossed around and shifted.
I just kind of turn the corner and just stand by the like gate of her room, waiting a couple seconds to just watch. And I get like a little sense of how like she's feeling. I'm sure I could tell based on looking, but I
I'd
want like
say even without a mood, because I don't think Apani is really hiding it. She's probably in distress, it seems.
All right, I give a little knock on the side of her wall, loud enough for her to hear through her trashing.
Apani just like turns her head and just goes, "What?"
Mind if I come in?
Yes, but I can't find. I need to find something and I can't find it. And fuck. She. Nothing is gonna happen. She's gonna be fine. She's gonna be perfectly fine. You know, maybe a couple scratches, but like she's still gonna be here. She can't die. She literally
I
can't
put my
die.
hand on Apani's shoulder, like gently, and just like kind of coast her into sitting down.
No, I need to find it. I need to
It's
find
okay. It's okay. Everything is gonna be okay.
You can't say that. It doesn't sound like everything's gonna be okay. And everything needs to be okay.
You wanna know why it's gonna be okay? Because we're gonna make it okay. Whatever is going to happen, good or bad, we'll work through it and we're going to make it turn out right. That's what we did in the last mission. Granted, there was still failures, but we got what we needed to get done. What happened when we were fighting in the last mission when we were fighting? A lot of shit went down. A lot of shit. I'm still not okay with what happened to me there, but we still did it. What's going on with Trisha and whatever gonna meet us when we get there, we just have to meet it head on and work through it.
I
Breathe. Stop thinking and breathe.
I can't lose her. She means so much to me, and I never even get to tell her how much she means to me. I just can't. I can't.
Is there anything I can?
Do you want to try to soothe? Roll me a charm or a sympathy. Probably, yeah, one of those two.
Okay. I'll do that. Roll a. I'll roll a charm. Oh shit, it fell. That was a botch roll. That's much better. I didn't even see what the last one was. I'm just saying it's better because it actually landed. That is a 6. Oh, that's an 8. Wait. Okay, 18 plus 20. 30, 20.
Apani listens to what you say, and Apani slowly starts to calm down. And Apani gets up, and she asks Titus, "You know where I can find a health potion? I'm looking for something, and I forgot what I was looking for. I need to find something, but like maybe a health potion suffice."
I pull one out of my pocket. It's like a little small vial. That's good enough?
Yeah.
Toss it to her.
What type of health potion is that?
I'm looking now.
Looking
Pretty
through
sure it's
inventory.
a regular thing.
And there's
that
like a
I had.
minor and then there's like other levels.
I
Above board.
definitely was minor. Wasn't. I didn't have any like major stems.
And Pawnee just kind of like thanks Titus, and then Pawnee like walks towards the, would it be like the hangar? Or like the exit would be closest to the exit. And
That's
Pawnee
hangar.
just like sits down like right next to the exit.
You gonna be all right?
I'm fine.
I roll something. Just to like
a mood, yeah.
check.
Why is its map
Okay, well,
so
where did it go?
wacky?
Oh, it's
Okay.
right here.
I wonder if it's me.
That's
like,
a
God
10.
damn.
Oh, plus 2. That's an 11.
Above board, what would be the DC for this?
How well do you think Apani is holding her emotions in check?
Shit together?
Yeah.
Not very well.
Then I'd probably say a lower DC.
Okay. I'm gonna say, Titus, you can tell that Apani is still stressed, but Apani has calmed down a bit.
Okay. I get up and kind of walk towards her and put my hand on her shoulder. It's difficult loving someone, especially when you've never felt like that. I have a bit of experience with that.
But
anything happens, then that's almost everything. And you don't know what to do. I understand. But just know. Well, yeah, I'll let you finish what you can
Pawnee
say.
stops.
Oh.
Pawnee's like pondering, still listening to you.
Just know that the worst thing in the world wouldn't be if they were gone. It would be if they left. That's at least how it felt for me. When she's gone, if she were to go, it wouldn't be the end of the world because at least in some sense she'd be at peace. There's always something worse that can happen.
I would rather, if I had to choose between her being gone forever and her just leaving, I would rather her leave and be safe than be dead.
Better than a lot of other people I know.
And haven't felt like this in a long time.
Yeah, I know how you feel. Let me tell you something. When Allure got sick on that last mission, I felt exactly what you're feeling. I didn't even know that I was feeling it until, well, really, just a moment ago when I saw you panicking in the same way.
Oh.
It's definitely not. What's the word? Well, it's not new for me per se, but it's definitely not something that I am used to feeling. That kind of affection for someone else. It isn't you. Granted, I don't really have that type of affection towards me anyway, but still. It's something that's terrifying, but at the same time, it feels good. Just hold on to the moments that feel good. And hold on to the confidence that you have in her. Because it's not like you don't believe she could take care of herself. Obviously, she could because she's been away from mission for so long. everything that she's done up until meeting you, she's been able to survive.
That's true.
So I guess what I'm just trying to say is she'll be fine. And if anything goes wrong, we'll be able to take care of it. And if the worst were to happen, you'll get through it. But it's very unlikely that the worst will happen. It does, well, as when I take my hand off and start walking out, then may the gods strike me down where I stand. Kind of look up at the ceiling and out in space, waiting a couple seconds. See? Guess we're good. Give a little slap on the door. What the hell?
I'm sorry. I couldn't resist. I apologize.
I was waiting for it. Apani just like
I was trying.
Oh, no.
I was like, please don't. I'm like, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Intrusive thoughts. Please don't do it.
I was hoping for like lightning or something, but that was just as funny.
I apologize. I'm sorry. All right. Continue. I apologize. I completely detracted that. I'm sorry.
Apani remains but I can't. Fuck.
Silent.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yes, Apani remains silent and kind of like sits at the exit of the ship, just pondering on what Titus said, but waiting for the ship to land.
Mm-hmm.
Apani. Titus is still near me, right?
Not too far.
Apani's gonna use psychic communication, ask how long till the ship lands.
Who are you asking?
Yes. Titus.
Oh, Titus.
Oh, you're asking me?
Yeah, but Apani's not gonna say anything verbally.
Well, I know.
I was say I don't think Titus knows that. That was
Did Titus find out?
You ran out before they could talk about
Yeah.
that. Because up at the bridge they would know, but below probably not.
I'm walking back to the bridge now, so I guess.
So yeah.
I'll,
Everyone,
I'll...
I will say. Meanwhile, at the bridge of the ship, while that's all happening, because I know that the Emiko also left with Crow, so it's just Gwendolyn and the others there. Brew will go on the comms and say, "All right, everyone. Looks like we're looking at a probably about a 12 to 20 hour trip to where we're headed. Everyone, get the work what you can and get the rest you can. Pilots especially. Kaya will have detail. Kaya and Fire will have details on the operation soon."
All right then. Good. I guess during the couple hours that I do the call with Allure and her mom.
Yeah.
Bring Brew and Balin.
Yeah.
Off board, does Titus ever let Apani know what he found out?
I mean, Brew just said that above on the comm, so you would have heard it too as well.
Yeah.
So.
He would have responded in like well, I guess 24 to 48 hours.
Apani takes like her dark cloak that's like cinched and still smells like burnt cat. Not laugh. And Apani lays it on the floor and falls asleep by like the hangar, like the exit of the ship. Wow. I'm sorry, I had to like above where I really had to. I couldn't say burnt cat in them.
Damn, you just like chilling like naked, I guess.
No,
it's just her cloak. It's just her cloak.
Yeah.
She's only in her cloak?
No, she's not. That was what I was saying. Like, she's not naked. She's not just in her cloak.
Why would Apani be naked?
Exhibition.
Like, what shit?
I'm just gonna go find Latricia butt-ass naked with nothing but a
cloak on. Yeah, exactly. She doesn't wear anything but a cloak. Yeah, no.
Damn.
I'm gonna make a barbarian like that.
An exhibitionist barbarian. Or marauder, I guess would be the equivalent.
He's still wearing armor.
Yes.
The exo gear is still on.
Gear, yes. Alright. So, yes, we'll accelerate a little bit to be where Titus, you are talking with Emiko, not Emiko, with Allore's mother.
Mm-hmm.
So, after a bit of time, probably towards the evening, is when you'll be able to get a connection with them. Brew will just set everything up with Kaya so that you're able to talk with him. Fari actually might be there for that conversation too. She's just gonna be chilling in the same room, and you'll hear you hear them come on the line. Just their voice, no video, just their voice. Those you hear. Hello. Hello. Who is this?
It's the Shadow Guardians.
Shadow. How is my little girl doing? Not really.
Kind of nudge her with my shoulder, elbow.
I'm doing fine, mother. I'm doing fine. That's good to hear. And the rest of you aren't dead. That's good to hear, I guess.
He actually wanted to ask you a couple questions. I give her like a rundown of
the questionnaire for everyone. What is it?
I give her like a little rundown of the mission that we're on and who we're searching for, and like the thing with the with the other people.
Yeah.
Aside from Latricia finding them.
Yes, we've heard about reports from the Consortium about these incidents and deaths.
Do you think you might have a clue as to who they might be, or at least who they might not be? Trying to narrow down and.
She gonna think.
Could I also make a recollection of any groups I know?
Emiko, are you here? I thought it was just Titus, Allure, and.
You can be if you want.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know they were trying to hide this, but if you want to be here,
no,
you can. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I think she'll be on the comm if she's in the. Yeah.
Then go ahead and roll me a recollection.
Yep.
And Allure will kind of think. I'm gonna roll something for her action. Not Allure, sorry.
Better than that one.
Yeah, no for you. No for you.
Pretty small.
Wow.
Hey.
Right. What would she?
How do you put plus?
Nastili will kind of ponder. And
she'll tell us exactly who it is.
Well, she doesn't necessarily know either, but I'm trying to the best of my ability how much she would know, and as clear as she could say.
Yeah.
We've heard with the same reports you have. There are some odd things that stick out. However, I have noticed it as well. Seems like your Gelford friend has also noticed them. This is not the Consortium gangs, at least not the ones that they're used to. This is someone else. This is someone that has a vendetta, as you said. No doubt, I'm sure you thought it might be... She guys says, no doubt this call, I presume, is a slight question of if any of the Ulto Latel are involved with it. I can assure
you... I'm sure that they weren't.
None of these separatists are involved with this. I can't say that they're necessarily crying at the loss of many of these worthless human creatures' lives. She wouldn't say human, because some of them were... Well, most of them were human, but anyway. These are worthless people's lives. However, no, it is not them. However, I've heard some buzzing. Some people believe that the Consortium is due for a... How shall we say a recompense of sorts. Not just those of the Separatists. Many other groups around the Consortium. You have to understand, the Consortium has made a lot of enemies over the last 200 and so years since its inception. Many of those enemies are now beginning to have the ability to do something about it. Not everyone is as forgiving immediately. And not everyone is done with the suffering from the Consortium's actions, you say. I can't tell you who it is, because I don't know exactly. But I would say you need to look at groups that have a real reason to want... You should look for groups that have a reason to want retribution against the Consortium.
That's not a narrow list.
It's not. But someone that's close, it's not someone from far away, I can assure you of that. And also, whoever it is, you should know that this is not a one-off. I can tell by the manner in which they're doing things, they're building towards something. Whoever this is has big plans. I know the sighting of an uprising when I see it. Whoever this is definitely planning on something big.
You know what they say about hate? Strong enough feeling will get you to do whatever.
Though I wonder, what groups would have the potential backing to do something like this? Unless, of course, they've been planning for a while. Maybe they stored enough wares and weapons for something.
Say that last bit again.
Oh, she said maybe they've stored enough. She says, I wonder who it could be that's planning something big, though, because they would have need to have stored a lot of weapons and such, or developed a lot of stuff for this, basically. Saying, like, basically, they need, if they're planning on doing something big, they would need to be prepared for it.
Or stuff.
No. I think I might have cut out, or I think...
Oh, I just...
Am I cutting out, or is everybody else cutting out? Yeah, it's me. It's me. Yep. Give it a moment.
I can hear you.
Alright, here we go. Yeah, I couldn't hear anyone else, that was why. Go ahead, Titus.
He said that they would have to get a bunch of materials and weapons and shit and tie it.
Oh my god, please, Signal, come on. Okay, that's nice. I have an idea. Wowzers, the signal's awful right now. Alright, I'm back, I think.
Hi.
Yeah, hello.
Alright, try that again. I apologize. That was just all my internet crapping out there.
Okay. He said they would have to have a bunch of resources and materials and weapons and shit, and then Titus responds to it, or they stole them.
That's potentially. Though who could... Chigana says, though... I guess we'll have to see how big of a scope they're planning on. Something like that would go noticed, I think. Alright, there was some type of report I heard recently. Apparently
Like
a
what?
bunch of salvaging groups were attacked near, in the south a few days ago.
Wait a minute. Can I? Oh. Okay. When I get back into my room, can I roll recollection for that night or that day when we got attacked?
Yes.
Okay. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh. Okay.
Yeah, you booking it.
Well, so yeah, so she's saying that. He's like... The reports are sparse right now. The attacks was done by an unknown group of raiders, it seems. But, nevertheless... Well, my altar are fine, so I do not care. That being said, you guild members should keep your heads on a swivel. Someone seems to very much not like the Consortium, and while you might be a bit more permissible of trying to make things better with them, it seems like others are not exactly keen on waiting for them to shape up, so to speak.
Interesting.
Yes, well, as long as my people are fine, I do not care.
Yeah, and don't worry, your daughter's safe and sound, kitty cat.
I would imagine our relationship is implicit. Our relationship is contingent on that factor.
Mm.
Oh, that's a 19.
What?
I think I'm -1, so that'd be an 18.
Okay. So.
And let me check just to make sure I'm.
I'd say a 19, like an 18 or a 19 is enough. But so what are you? So as you remember the events of the battle, are you trying to remember something specific that you need clarification on?
I want to know if there. I'm pretty sure there were, but if there were if there was like a group getting materials and leaving with them outside of the people that were fighting us, because there were a group, there were people fighting us, but I think there were also people off to the side.
Yes, during the fight, at one point, the black unit you were fighting, there was a red. I think it was a red unit of some kind. One of the other red ones.
Yeah.
It was walking over. However, the black unit pointed backwards to some of the freight that was left over, and it went and left the battle. It basically left the battle and went to go secure whatever that was. You didn't see it the rest of the fight.
Okay. Oh my god. I feel like detective mode is coming off. Okay. Okay. I'll ask then. Were there any other similar raids like that going on? Not at the same time, but at least like recently?
No, she kind of says, well, yes, like I said, there were several salvaging groups, I think a few trading vessels as well that were raided. Different raiding groups, it seems, maybe not, maybe connected, maybe not, it seems. It's unsure at the moment, reports are sparse. But yes, definitively, a few salvaging groups were attacked. Most of them with very few survivors.
Were there reports of mechs there too?
Armored knights, yes, a few. Though it's not too out of the ordinary. A few conglomerate units they sell to any two-bit thief or whatever. Though a few other units as well that were unconfirmed. Some of them believed to be Gorgada in relation, but they're another group that's willing to sell to mercenaries, so maybe a mercenary hit job of some kind.
Do we know what exactly was stolen? What kinds of weapons and what kind of material?
One moment. Yes, give me that report that you had earlier. Yes, the one about the salvage. He has a couple, like, shuffling, and you hear, like, for a couple minutes, and then... Let's see here. Based on the report from some of my hunters that went to the situation to ascertain... Oh, what was that?
Huh?
Who was that?
Hmm?
Oh, that was Gwendolyn.
It was shim.
I was back for a second. Damn, this heat is on. That's fine. I don't know this. Getting out of here. And my brain is firing too. Okay, I'm good.
I think Ro got yanked into another combat. That's alright.
Alright.
So. Where was I? Ah, yes. Things. You asked about the, yes, okay. I was looking for that. Yes, outside, there was a couple Armored Knight reportings that were there, she would relay. Units that match Conglomerate, some match Gorgada relations, but, again, no direct connection between each other inherently outside of the usage, but that could be, like...
Yeah.
That could be, like, literally just a coincidence.
Intentional.
But yes, there was the materials that were theft, that were stolen, I guess you can say. Most of them had to be salvaged materials, refined metal sheets and panels, and metal scrap into things that could be used for like repairs and stuff like that, and ammunition reserves. Large amounts of ammunition reserves, yes. One of these salvage groups, they also reported the theft was a group that was attacked, or that was currently doing some trading with a group that is currently off the market now.
What's the name of the group?
There is a group known as sorry, not out of the market, but they seem to have already received most of their wares. It was Adala Enterprise, a Memorem foundry that is recently partnered with Gorgata. They seem to have been doing some trading in the area for a decent chunk of time, and they were one of the bigger groups that were one of the bigger salvaging operations that were raided at the time, and they're currently trying to ascertain who was the one that stole the wares, if they can find where they went, etc. No luck so far, though.
Okay. I'm gonna look over at Balin.
She looks over it. Brisk was right. I guess other groups were sought out like us then.
So do you think maybe they came to you specifically for what you had and was just conning you and did the same for any other salvage group just to get your shit?
I think so. But why then do work with us? China thinks our client. They were an undisclosed group in Memorem. That was who we've been trading with for the longest time right now. So, if that's the case... Do you think it was the same group, then?
I think it's not...
So that
I
means
think
they
it's
were
worth
working
looking
with
into.
other groups, then. All funneling weapons into Memorem.
For what, though?
She looks over, Elora kind of thinks. Miss, Mother, you should say the chieftain did say something about... the chieftain did say something about something big being on the horizon for them. Maybe this relates?
But what end? Revenge on the initial Memorem raids? If so, then what?
Nasili kind of says, well, I can tell you just looking at the many Memorem civilians and such that found their way to the Alta Latel Travelands and the like after everything went bad. It was more than just that. The initial attack was only the light things that happened. Past that, well, she kind of thinks. Past that, Memorem has had to deal with over almost 9 years of the Consortium constantly leeching off of them, let alone from the Civil War, remember. It was only until recently that things changed. And even then,
I know.
change with the Consortium is more of a stalemate. They never gave them any reparations for any of the things that they had did. They never acknowledged them. Did you know that Memorem refugees that came in from the Civil War had to live in the squalid areas of most towns, and those that couldn't either were homeless or came to the Alta Latel lands? If it hadn't been for us willing
I
to
just kind of
accept them...
see while she's saying all this.
Yeah, it's like, if it hadn't been for us willing to accept them into our areas, they would have had no home in the Consortium. Well, things are changing. You can almost hear, the eye roll when she says this. Well, there are some things that are changing. With the new council. Like I said before, the Consortium's got a long list of things it's done in the past. No shortage of people that would want to see retribution for those acts.
Honestly.
Understandable. Oh wait, I wouldn't be there. Never mind.
I mean, I guess if you have your comms open, you can hear this, but...
Yeah, I mean, would Punny have her comms open while laying down on the floor?
I don't know. Would you? I mean, maybe because they could have an update for Latricia, so maybe.
But yeah, so I probably wouldn't be asleep yet, just laying down.
Just
so
like
yeah,
you,
I'd have to. Yeah.
Valen kind of thinks. So if it's this same group, and that traces back to Memorem.
This means something.
It does. Fabi kind of says, maybe we should give a call to Ishin about this.
It's probably a resistance movement, I'm guessing.
Bruce says, there's no shortage of ones that could pop up in Memorem. What's to say?
Could be a burgeoning one at that.
Maybe.
But it could be, since they saw a lot of stuff.
This is more than resistance, though. This seems like revenge.
Those two aren't as far apart as it seems at times.
It's not, especially depending on how angry the said party is.
Kaya kind of looks over and she's like, but I thought Ishin was trying to reach how would I put it, a more peaceful and better relationship with between Memorem and the Consortium as of late, wasn't he? And Nacili kind of thinks. You can hear like the sound of her taking like a puff of something. That's the case, but I'm not sure everyone in Memorem is along the same page. Remember, hate seeps in very deep.
And it never leaves.
And it's not like the Consortium has really been doing the best around its neighbors until recently. But either way, it seems like you guild lords are gonna have your work cut out for you, sir.
Thank you again for helping. And is there any way you could like send the information you just gathered to me so I could look over it on my own time?
I'll make sure that I send you the information. Don't worry. That is the deal. She kind of looks at this. Allure has this look where she's like, "Come on, mother." Like that is the deal.
I feel that.
I just kind of give like a little awkward smile.
Yeah. She gives like Tyus a knowing grin.
My awkward smile turns into scowl directed directly at Code.
And Allure will just say, "Thank you. Now then, if that's and what Nacili would kind of say, well, if that's all, I have some things I need to attend to. We're still doing some things with the area, as you know."
Reminds me, how is the base over there doing anyway? Just a little short
thing. Things are doing
thing.
fine. Redevelopment has actually been going along rather well. The tools and such they've dug up there are actually quite useful for the restoration. Plus, because of the cryostasis in the area, things were mostly kept in a very good state. Albeit a lot of extra water damage, but it seems like the metal and such is finishing fine.
Nothing you can't handle, of course.
Of course.
Did you hear anything from Joanna? Especially with my
Yes, the Ten-Tailed Armory people. Yes, they've made contact here. They're helping out a little bit as well. I'm not. Shiana says, though I am hesitant with their connections and the like. As Johanna and Hananiah said, they are technically. There's like a little bit of a. They're technically our ancestors.
What was that?
So this is as much their land as it is ours.
Was that a little grumbling under the breath I heard?
Bite your tongue, Kitsune.
Yeah, whatever you say, kitty cat.
All right,
Anyway.
don't want to take up any more of your time. Thanks again for helping us out.
Yes.
Yep. Keep us updated on the. Yep.
Yeah. I end the transmission and I just kind of look down, kind of seething a little bit.
Bro kind of looks over.
Oh.
What's up there, big guy?
Any thoughts?
Just a hypothesis. But
And
I need just a little bit more evidence before I let you guys know.
Fair enough.
well,
Well, let's make sure we stay
Well,
focused, right? It looks over at everyone.
Yeah,
Closing
we
in
got a
on
job.
He kind of says, we'll be closing in within the hour. What's, he kind of looks over, so what's the plan we're sticking with? Fari kind of looks over at Kaya and she'll nod and say, Fari will walk over and she'll say, here's the battle plan. We have a projection of what we believe Latricia and the informant to be. And she will, oops, let me just put this right here. I gotta make sure I move stuff right over here. Not transform. I want to change layer. GM. Alright. I will now drag you to the map. As you, one sec. Where is the thing? Okay. I'm not gonna play that. I'm gonna use this one, I think. Does this have the track in it? Yes, we'll use this one for now. Or not. Is anything playing? I don't hear anything.
I'm not on Roll20 at the moment.
Can anyone that is on Roll20 hear? Because I can't hear shit. Oh, there you go. I hear enough something now. No! God damn it, I gotta refresh the page again. There's sometimes a bug where if you go to the jukebox, it'll keep the track name highlighted with like a little comment icon, so it doesn't go away. All right.
Oh damn.
What the fuck? Why did it send me all the way to the top of the damn?
Oh.
Yes, there's music. Okay, cool.
sign. It'd be a sign.
Oh, whoa. Big
What?
map.
Yes, it is. So, Fire will say, Guardian, would you please? She's like, affirmative. Pulling up a projection of the map area now. And you will see that in front of you all, on a kind of a hologram on the or not hologram on the terminal, there is like a topographical. So it's like Bruce's like, wow, this is pretty useful actually, yeah. It's like, thank you. Fire will just kind of look over and say, all right, so this is the area that we're projecting that we'll be in. We believe Latricia and the others are somewhere in this area over here, past where the projected townscape is.
Okay. Oh, it's just a projection.
The area that they think Latricia's.
How, what's that?
How wide is the area that we think Latricia's in?
He kind of says, we're unsure, but based on the area's locale and such, there's probably not many clearings. Probably there. About,
This?
no, a little bit smaller, about 80 feet.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I'll find her quick. Above board.
Let's hope.
And it says, the Guardian will say, most likely we will be able to see any type of beacons or any type of flares if there is some type of notification from them. Or we will be able to see any type of battle that is taking place.
Yeah. Did you find any like bases or settlements by the coastal region, right?
The ruin area.
Coastal,
Noted here. This appears to be a ruin of some type of town or settlement. It seems like it's. She says, based on the projection, I assume that it was within the last 10 or so years. 10 to 15 years.
I make a recollection of anything regarding this ruin.
Yeah, you can.
If I knew during the war. Okay.
Yep.
Let me just check that. Continue. Yeah, 13.
13. There's a multitude of places that probably could be like this, but there's many towns and settlements that were, how would I put it, were kind of abandoned towards the end of the war as the Consortium consolidated around some major settlements and funneled money into them. There was a lot of smaller villages and such that did not survive. The people there basically had to move to other places, or become wildlanders wandering the lands. This is probably one of those settlements that was started but never really fully finished, or probably was destroyed during certain parts of the war. Based on the location, it might have been the result of one of the, there was a big, one of the greater losses in the Consortium's history is a incursion that occurred at the Mogana town. That's why there's a place called Mogana Ruins. The town itself was basically the site of what's called a demon incursion, which all that means, like, that's a scary name, but you would know incursion just means portals or like some type of like magical or spiritual like teleportation was used to be the site of a big attack that happened. And it happened in the central part of the town, and the town was destroyed because of it.
Damn.
This is the reason why it was guarded as one of the more like costly and deadly attacks is it was done on civilians and military both, and it was just like a giant sacking of the town, basically. It was also towards the end of the war, and it was on the Consortium's home soil, so it was one of those times where the Consortium was the ones being invaded, so to speak, or being like directly encroached upon. That did not happen a lot. That's why it was so noteworthy. This could have been one of the settlements that people tried to like survive and kind of make do afterwards, but just folded nonetheless.
Damn.
Yeah. Any names, or have they just lost the time?
Just lost the time, it seems. The Guardian will probably do some digging to find maybe some records that could be there, but otherwise, yeah. And then you can see that there is a ridge over here that connects to the beach. And then where that giant cube is, you can see. That is.
What's the
Go ahead, sorry.
What's the height difference between like the top of this little ridge to the beach?
Okay, so let me look at here. So that is about.
Can I ask about board?
About 80 feet.
I don't see a map.
You don't what, sir?
80 feet up.
I don't see a new map.
You
On the stream, it's not showing it.
Is it not?
No.
Huh. I just noticed something. There's a chance that Beck is desync. Actually, I'm almost certain that Beck is desync.
I could probably use shrimps.
Shrimp, I need you to stream. Shrimp.
Please.
Yeah, let me see. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, shrimp.
Much appreciated.
Is it up to date as well? You see in like the map?
I can see him playing Smite.
Yes.
I'm going to choke him. I'm going to choke the life out of him with my bare hands.
You can't choke it because before it's Minecraft, now it's Smite. You're in variety.
Yeah. Don't like interrupt while he's playing.
Tab over, Lewis, so they can see.
Fucking Smite.
Otherwise, you're gonna be the test tube dummy for the self-destruct in the unit.
Damn. Oh god.
There you go. Alright.
Thank you.
And then here, over here, you can see that giant cube. Fire was saying, this is the extraction zone. Everyone will be landing approximately in that area. The main mission is
I
to
look
go
over
from the
to,
extraction zone, get to Latricia, or find her location, get to Latricia, and bring her and all of you back so we can leave. This is not a mission that we're planning on staying to destroy everything in the area or anything like that. Our main objective is extracting both personnel.
Well,
I look over
you
to
know,
Balin. Want to borrow my mech for this one?
Balin kind of says, I'm not in any real ability to pilot. She kind of like shows. She's still got her arm in a sling right now.
And I bump it. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
Father kind of looks over. She says, "This is a mission we'll need to be swift in. This is not one where we want people injured doing things."
How good of a pilot is he anyway? Is she anyway, Titus?
Titus.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't think he heard.
Oh, he mute.
I don't think he is. I don't think he is there.
He died.
It's alright. Balin will answer for herself here and say, I'm proficient, though I'm probably not as good as many of you.
Hey, we have like a mechanic kind of like you. He also pretty good. He's not that bad, but he's also pretty good in the field too with a mech. So
Right here,
I know, you're pretty damn good.
He's like a slight smirk when you say that. But Balin
Right.
said, but like Farmer said, I'm not in a position to really get to a front at the moment. Oh, right, that reminds me. She'll walk over. Gwendolyn, your unit is not at 100% capacity, but the transformation is fixed, and you're able to at least pilot the unit. Though your thrusters might struggle a bit. Be careful boosting too much. And she will hand you, basically like give you a little like dossier like report of like what's damaged on the unit, what's usable. Sorry, kind of thing. She's like, it might be a good idea to keep Gwen back then on the unit, on top of the ship to snipe potentially.
Well, depending on how much compromised the Latricia is, we definitely have to prepare for anything. Who knows?
Drew says, we should be getting close now. He looks over. It's like, Guardian, he's like, can you do like a scan? She's like, scanning the environment immediately. Signatures detected.
Yeah. How many?
She will, let's see, how many signatures is she detecting?
Oh, as much as you can.
She is detecting 6 heat signatures. One of them, is she is detecting as actually no, it would have been my bad. I just didn't put them on the map. You would see that there are 8 signatures. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm gonna put them on the GM layer, or not off the GM layer real quick, so I can actually like count. That's not the highlight. Okay. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So there is 6 there. So yeah. She would say there are 9 heat signature 6 heat signatures detected. It seems as if 3 units have just signatures have just went dark.
That's probably either ours or probably theirs. Either way, you need to get there fast.
You can see on the screen as she's like giving a screen or what would it be? Giving a projection now. All of you can see who are in the bridge. You can see on the main like screen. There is shooting and a bunch of like different like explosions in the forest to the distance of you as you're closing in on the coast. And you can start to hear, as the Guardian says, making a connection now. You can hear the sound of someone you've been all waiting to hear from, Latricia.
Hey.
As you hear a, all right, this This is actually becoming quite a problem. Assistant. And she press the button and you hear... Wait, is
Hello?
that... Hello? You can hear me? Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
How you holding up?
Quite good. You hear like an explosion sound in the background, like kind of beginning to like rattle the unit. Like, shit.
Sounds like you're doing pretty good, huh?
You could say that. Seems like, I was right about them catching up with me, as, Ow.
Ow.
Doing alright?
Ow.
Oh, doing alright. You can hear, like, someone, you can hear someone inside the unit as well being like, oh, man, I think that last explosion got me good.
Oh.
Who's that?
He's like, I'm the informant. Alright, god damn. She's like, you'll be fine.
Try to survive until there.
She's like, don't worry, it's all put in the main back. She gets like the main black box of this unit. It's, Latricia's like, yes, but if you keep speaking, you're going to bleed out. It's like, alright. She's like, yes. Unfortunately, he took a bad, nasty hit when we were ambushed. I had to grab him and put him in the unit's cockpit for the time being. Currently, I'm squaring off against 3 units at the moment, and there's 2 sniping me from somewhere, I'm not sure.
Where are you exactly right now? In the village? In the town, anyway.
One sec. I'm just typing something real quick. I'm just telling them. Yeah, I'm just telling them they couldn't hear because they were deafened. Yeah. Anyway. You were saying, Emiko.
I was saying, and I'm guessing that is the informant then. I'm guessing. I take it.
Yes, that she says affirmative, they are.
Well, I'm ready if you guys are. We're moving.
Fari kind of says, alright, everyone get to your units. She kind of says, we'll do what we can from the ship here. Long range support.
Roger that.
Girl, get ready.
Crow
I
kind
go
of...
and grab my mech.
Alright. Alright, everyone. You may put yourselves either within or adjacent to the cube to start off.
I need another stream because Shrimp is playing the match.
Yes.
Shrimp! You're,
Shrimp is
Nah,
in the
nah.
match right now.
Shrimp.
Let him play.
Oh,
Let it finish the match, it's fine.
Let
I'm gonna enjoy sniping Gwendolyn specifically this fight.
I don't want to interrupt his match. I don't know.
Yeah,
I do.
I do. I definitely do. I'm willing to.
Damn.
Oh wow.
Ooh, man.
Jesus, roll 20, wigging out.
Yeah, I'm getting like a lot of freezing on this map, which is actually kind of surprising. Because there's not like animations or anything that's like causing it.
Yeah, it's just a map.
Can you place me and Emiko on the map?
Yes, you're right
Yeah.
here. I had Emiko right. She's to the front. I have an idea.
Yeah. Definitely gotta
Connie,
be
what
leading
color
the
do you
charge.
like?
Blue.
Blue. All right, here we go. There you go. That's you.
There we
So
go.
I'm guessing she going on the mech. She's going in a mech or
Yes, she
going
said
on
she's
my
going in a
shoulder.
mech. She said.
Yes.
Ah. Okay.
Oh my god, wow, this map is... I don't... Like, this is actually really bad loading. I don't know why, though. Is it the ship? Let me... I want to see. If I delete this... No, it's not the ship. It's not the ship. Oh my god, it's not the ship. Okay.
It's definitely the map, probably.
I have never had this problem.
Look at how big it is. Because this looks really
had
big.
this problem with big maps before, believe it or not. It's never been like this laggy before.
Could be roll 20.
I mean, it's definitely roll 20. It's just like I've never had a big map like break things by being a big map, despite what it tells you. It's only been if I put animations on a big map.
Oh.
Is there? There's not. I didn't put dynamic lighting on outside of like the maybe. Okay. You know what? I have an idea. Let's see if this fixes it.
That's a tree.
Dynamic lighting. We're gonna cut dynamic lighting off.
For the match.
Alright, did that fix it? How is the loading? I think it might have been the dynamic lighting doing some stuff. Okay, so I cut the dynamic lighting off because it doesn't really matter here, but... Alright. So Shrimp, currently... or Gwendolyn, did you hear what they were, what Kaya was saying about possibly wanting to stay on top of the ship? Or by the ship? Because your unit is severely, well, not severely, but is damaged right now, and, you might have issues moving around too much. I'll assume you heard that.
Wait, were you talking to me?
No, I was talking to Gwendolyn.
Didn't realize what minute. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm saying yeah. I heard.
I'll experience the mute.
Alright. Titus, I assume that's you, right?
Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna put a lure over here as well. She's gonna stay back with Gwendolyn and also do sniping.
Okay.
Alright, we got Seiyun up there. We have you all here. Alright, so here's the question I gotta ask. What packs are people taking in the Pearls? Or what packs in general are people taking? Because the Odysseides can take packs too. Are you keeping the Ravager or are you switching to a different pack?
What pack do I have?
Your options are... Oh, right! You have one of the new packs as well. You have the... it's called the Ravenstark pack.
What would that be?
Let me check. It's the thing that Fari was using. Let me see. Where is my packs? Pack. Nope, that's the Odyssey. Is it in the guild? It's probably in the guild weapons, isn't it? Yes, it is. Alright, Ravenstark. This is the non-Excalibur version. It has the Shark thruster, which is a better thruster unit, basically. The Twin Stark beam cannons is the main thing it has, as well as a energy battery extender, which gives it a +4 bonus to its charge limit and reduces the cost of all energy and beam weapons by 1 charge. And I will check what the Twin Stark cannons looks like. Here we go. Twin Stark cannons. It is 6 charge generation, and the damage is, I believe, 8d8. 2 actions. 2 fires 2 beams in a 100-foot long by 5-foot wide area. As the main extra weapon is granted. Outside of that, you have the Ale Stark pack, the one you're used to with the missiles, the chain guns, and can fly. The Poseidon pack, which is built for water, which there is water here, but you're not really fighting under the water. And then the Blast Cannon pack, which is an artillery-based one for a wide array of different equipment attacks.
Repeat that again?
Also, if you're wondering where this information is, on the Shadow Guardians info thing, if you just go to special equipment, it's all right there.
Did I already choose a pack, like, beforehand? But in my map?
You had the ale before. Do you want to keep the ale?
Yeah, I'll keep the ale.
I think I'm gonna.
You cut out, Paul.
I said I think I'm gonna have my shadow on the next shoulder.
Okay.
What was it? What was the my pack called again?
The one you had before was the ale.
The ale, and what was the current one now?
Still the ale, unless you want to change to the blast cannon, the Poseidon blade, or the Raven Stark.
What's the Raven Stark?
That was the one I was talking about that has the twin beam cannons. And the
Twin
battery
beam.
that makes all energy and beam weapons cost 1 less charge and gives you an extra +4 charge limit. It's right here.
Yeah. Yeah, I see it. Yeah, I think. Yeah, you know what? I think I'll go for the Raven.
Alright. For the weapons, you're gonna want to go there and look for. You can just copy and paste, like Control F and search, or find and replace, search that name.
I can just like, you know, the whole thing.
Yep, just copy it on your sheet. The twin Stark beam cannons. Alright. Titus, you said you're keeping Ravager, or are you gonna say you said you're switching? What are you doing?
No, I think I'm keeping my.
Okay.
Oh.
Say it doesn't have to switch out a pack.
For now, because I don't know where it's switched to. So.
I think that Casket's gonna keep his pack as the ale as well. Alright. Alright, you know what time it is, everybody. Roll me that initiative.
Good job. Good job.
Oh, you know what I forgot to ask Emiko? Because you said warm up the Nameless. Do you want to use Nameless instead of your Pearl?
Yes.
Okay.
I would.
Alright, in that case, basically, alright, stats are gonna be a bit fucky right now, but I will... Alright, here's what we're gonna do to make this easier. I am going to make the stats...
Dirty 22 on initiative.
Dirty 22.
25. Yeah, 25 for me.
Oh wait, I think I fucked up the... Yeah, I did.
I had a 6.
Total?
Damn.
Apparently.
18.
Initiative. Neuro, you said it was a...
Dirty 22.
22. You had, what, a 6, right, you said? That's rough. Huh, it's funny, when I rolled it, I got a 7. Alright, Casket. And then, what was yours, Emiko?
25.
I need to change this to Emiko. Nope, that's Emiko. Emiko... Purple, there we go. And it's at 25. Alright. I think Nameless's stats are actually kind of close to yours currently. I think it's a 130 health.
So, should I use the Pearl at the base for a Nameless?
So, yeah, use this Pearl as the base for stats for right now. But use the weapons. Yeah, but don't use any of its weapons. Use the weapons on from the Nameless.
Yeah, don't use the Pearl core, of course. The Pearl weapons, I mean.
Oh, I guess minus the Twin
use...
Stark pack as well, I guess.
E.
Yep, so, or the Twin Blaster, so yep. Alright. And we have to roll, of course, we have to low Latricia. Got them. We got them.
Yep.
We got them. Yeah, it makes sense. Alright. Well, guess who's going first?
Me, oh my.
Yes, it is going to
Definitely
be
not me.
the nameless unit first. I know the picture doesn't show,
Yep.
but yeah, that is the nameless unit for now. So,
Hmm.
go ahead.
I would like to do one action stealth.
Alright, you want to try to hide?
Yes. While I like move.
Let me see. Roll me. So let me see. I believe Nameless does not have the same stealth upgrade that your Pearl does, so it's not one action, it's two.
Ooh.
Are you sure? So I'm informing you that before you make that decision, so.
Yeah, sure, I'll probably. Yeah, sure, I'll roll.
Okay, so roll me a
I'll roll
stealth
it.
check.
What would the,
Your agility plus your burst bonus. Your max agility plus your burst bonus, I should say.
Agility, that'll be +3. Yeah, so a +6 then? Yeah. That'll be a 17.
Happened? Computer? Okay. That was odd. I think I'm good.
I rolled a 17.
A 17, okay. So, Emiko, you can see the unit with Crow inside the back as well. They kind of move forward. Go ahead and move yourself. You have the flight from the Stark Thrusters, so I think that's 60 feet. Let me check.
6 feet also.
I'm gonna check.
I not moved.
What'd you say? Oh, right, you cannot move, yeah. Just, I'll draw an arrow in a second to see where you want to go. Alright, here we go. Stark Thruster.
I
Joint
think
action. Do you want to boost your speed at all with the joint action? It'll build up charge.
Yes, I think I will.
Okay, so
think
your
I'll
flight speed will
yes.
increase by 30 feet until the end of your next turn.
Yeah, I'll probably want to go straight for the village, the town.
Oh, interesting. So it's only 3 actually, because it actually the pack has a thing on it where it says all forms of boosting reduced by 1 charge. Forgot about that.
Oh.
All right, let me see. So that's gonna be your three actions and your joint action, but you have 90 feet.
90 feet.
Real quickly,
think I'll go.
Crow activates the thing, and you Crow activates the extra energy, and you boost upwards here, using the thruster to kind of fold within the kind of jump along the ridge and then kind of hide between the trees. And, yes, I did. Right here.
I don't see where it's moved.
Do you not see right here?
Shrimp. I think it's defunct,
Shrimp?
What?
Oh yeah, I think Shrimp might be desynced. Or it might be synced.
no.
Did everyone see Emiko move? Oh, wait, there it is. Yeah, it just
Yeah,
moved.
I see.
Yeah. That was weird.
Oh yeah, definitely something moving. Is it the water?
No, it's right here.
Is it the water that's making it like a slow?
I mean, the water's not animated. It's just basic water.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, I see myself.
Yep. So you're right here. Crow has assisted pilot things. What can he do? Let me check. Because if he can do something, he can overcharge weapons. He can overcharge offensive. So yeah, he can overcharge. Okay, he can actively repair. Doesn't need to do. Overcharge weapon accuracy. Not really useful here. Overcharge weapon offense. Not really useful here. Overcharge movement. He can grant you an additional 10 feet of movement until the start of your next turn. I guess if you want that could be helpful. It'll generate 2 charge though. That would put you at 5 charge total right now.
Yeah. And what can I do with the 5 charges?
Nothing. It's just remember, it's what you need to keep track of so you don't hit your charge limit. Remember?
I don't have my pack then. Right, forget. Yeah, I think that'll be all. Just like see what Crow does.
Okay, yep, he'll press a button on the console, and you'll see the legs of the unit and the thrusters begin to glow as you just kind of quickly run to the side of the hill here, the ridge, and kind of get your back to it so that they can't see you, because you're still in stealth. Something of note as well, you can see along the ridge a little bit further, there is a thing over here, and there's a thing over here. You can see them as you were kind of boosting up, the glint of metal, like kind of composite metal in the distance. Looks like there's something sniping from that distance, from up there on those ridges.
There's something over there, I'm guessing, like with the snipe. Okay.
Here.
Yeah.
And here.
Okay. Think I'll probably like get rid of those once my turn comes in. Also, probably radio in like to the others about watching out for snipers.
The others, as you guys are getting out of the ship and can see like up the ridge, you're going up. You can definitely see at least one of them kind of beginning to aim away from you all. They don't seem to have fully noticed you're all there, but you can see one of them is beginning to kind of turn around towards you. They've not tried to reach comms with you yet. Seiyun, I think, is going to do something. Seiyun, I think, like, I mean, the goal is to get to Latricia as quickly as possible. He is going to overboost, I feel. Doesn't his unit have overboosting? Because if it does, I'm about to boost.
Sickle mode.
Let's see. It does have overboosting. Okay. 20 feet increase when it does overboosting. Okay. It is time to boost. He is going to go, what's that, 50 feet? So he can go 150. He's going to also use the joint action thing. He'll generate 3 charge for himself. Oh, I already have it there. He is going to fly up the ridge over here. And go about 40 feet in the air and get right about here.
Wow.
But that is literally all he can do is he boosts himself this far. Oh, actually, it would probably more than that. Probably another 40 feet because it affects all movement, so yeah. He gets actually about here. As he's floating about 40 feet in the air, and you're gonna hear, I think I see Trish.
Yeah, exactly where?
Like, the dial was that way, she's like straight ahead of me, like, I don't know, 100 and something feet. I don't know my cardinal directions, alright? Damn.
Yeah, you got okay.
Also,
Calm
there's a
down,
lot of
calm
bad
down.
shit up here. There's 2 things out here that you were talking about, Imako. There's also some units in front of her. She seems to be fighting. And you can hear... Actually, yeah, you're in comm distance, so you can actually hear Latricia. And she says, yes, there's 3 units in front of me. Or sorry, she'd say there's 4 units in front of me. One moment. And you hear the sound of something like metal tearing and shearing. And the sound is something kind of like splitting and popping before... in the background, and you would say, she would say, all right, 3 units now. Yeah, that's her. That's them. They kind of look over and they're like, what is this? You're gonna hear on your comms, who's that over there? Identify yourself.
Identify yourself.
Identify yourself.
Yeah, you hear, all of you hear that on the comms. They're on an open comm right now. Identify yourselves.
Can we do a misdirect?
I mean, what do you want to say? It's open to
gonna
everyone
say-
here.
Yes. She's gonna Imiko's probably gonna deepen her voice and say, "You dumbasses, where the fucking backup? Where the fuck is that bitch?"
Alright, roll me a misdirect.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see how well you do.
What is my misdirect? Oh, it's a 2.
Ooh, it's a 2. An 8. He's like, oh, the backup. Okay, that. Wait a second. You shouldn't. He kind of looks over.
Yeah.
You know, that's not the same unit that we bring
Yeah,
for
we're
backup.
backup.
Who are you?
Well, we're the fucking new guy. Fucking shit.
He's like, wait. You hear someone's like, wait a second. He's like, I have a visual of them. Those aren't our units. Those are. Hey, wait. I think I recognize those units. Those are those damn guild units from before. You're like,
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute. Hold up. Something ain't right here.
You hear.
How do you recognize it?
Is that? Are you saying that on the comms, Titus? Titus? Oh, I'm cutting out. How nice. Alright, am I back? Nope, I'm not back. Awesome,
Yep.
awesome. Can I talk? Can I hear again? Am I allowed to hear again? Oh. Alright, let's see. Am I allowed to hear now?
Are you?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah.
Cool.
We're here. You were like at the part where you will allow me to re-roll that roll again.
No. Titus, I don't know if you heard me what I said about like, are you saying that out loud?
Oh, I didn't hear that, but yes, I am.
You hear you hear someone say, I recognize that voice. That's that damn
Do
devil
I
kid from
recognize
before."
Wait,
You
what?
do, actually.
I swear to God.
You're starting to recognize a few of the
Huh.
voices, actually. You remember.
Wait a damn.
Wait a
You
goddamn minute.
remember. It was actually quite a long time ago, maybe like several months. The sound of one of them
The
reminds
sound
you
of a fucking guy.
the
Yeah.
Dust Devils. The guy that you talked to on the comms when they ran away from the town they were attacking.
Yeah.
Yep, you hear there is like that. Wait a minute, that sounds like that Devil King.
That's
I look at Crows.
insane.
Who's that guy again?
Crow's like, it's the Dust Devils again.
Probably before I came along, huh?
Yeah, they were that group that attacked
Oh.
the Memorem settlement, Tarataro.
Ah.
We dealt with
Okay.
them before.
Crow?
I'm trying to keep
Yeah.
conversation. What the hell are you guys doing here?
They kind of says, well, he could ask you the same thing. What are you doing here?
I actually first.
You first. No, you. No, you.
Okay,
I want to vote charm.
Alright, you hear on the comms, one of them says, Ricardo. Sounds
Ricardo.
yeah, Ricardo, we got those same people from before. I know that doesn't narrow it down, that guild group. What do you mean?
Yeah.
Just send more help. It says-
More?
Crow.
Wait, hold up.
Revving up the tail. Mind revving up the tail first?
And he kind of says, alright, let's make quick work of this bitch. And they, one of them pulls out a sword and they're gonna charge towards Latricia.
Ah, shit.
They're gonna run over and they're gonna make 2 long sword attacks.
He's so far.
He is. However, as they they swing both times, both of them just completely missing her as she just expertly dodges left and right. That says, damn, slippery. What is the other one gonna do? I think it's gonna say, you go help the back line. Take out that thing in the sky. Wait till Ricardo gets here. They're gonna just nod, and they're gonna go over and start shooting at Seiyun. The first shot. Ooh, it's actually out of range, or normal range, so it's got infamy on this. That's a failure. The first shot from the carbine completely whiffs. Seiyun's able to dodge out of the way. He's like, this is... All these people are slippery. Fires again. I'll roll again.
About to roll again.
Nope. Failure. Both of them miss. Or no. McKenna says, I can't, they're too far away. I can't get a good shot. It's like, then get closer, dumbass. That's all it's gonna do. Apani, it's your turn. Apani.
Oh.
Nope.
You're mute.
I think Apani is falling asleep. Actually, I was gonna say, I was gonna suggest this, that we pause once we started the initiative. Because, I was gonna go get dinner. However,
we could.
I was gonna pause at this. What does everyone's Wednesday night look like?
Wednesday?
Yeah.
It looks like a day. I don't think I'm doing shit.
Is it a day you're doing stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, I said I don't think I'm doing shit.
I was thinking about doing what we did last time, or last week, where, we did with Pepper, Gwendolyn, and, Satan. And we do like a 3-hour like little session at late at night, like 9.
Yep.
Because it will definitely be enough time to get this fight done, and probably do the after part.
Yeah. Alright.
Yeah.
So alright, we will pause right here, everyone. I think I'll probably split these into 2 sessions because it was actually like almost 4 hours. And that was quick. He was really just waiting to hear that, wasn't he?
Yep.
Alright. We'll see you all in the next part, which will, continue from there.